Welcome back, Keepers, to Keepers of the Fire.
In this episode, special episode.
Ooh, doggy.
In this episode, Journey Bailey and myself, Eman and Esfandi, go into our alter rap egos. Mine being DragonWulf and his being JayBay. We talk about songwriting, the discovery of our love for music. We talk about the first time we're in studios, and we also talk about the music we've made together.
I think it's actually some of the favorite things I've ever made have been with you, so it's such a pleasure to sit down and collaborate with someone who's like I'm so like interwoven with, and discuss the music projects that we've put out together. And we also go into a joint performance that we one of our songs called Where You At. We do it live around the fire. First time we ever performed that song around a fire, but guarantee it won't be the last.
I also love the songs we've made together, Mr. JayBay. So please enjoy episode 6.
It's a beautiful fire tonight.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah, just like the way they're all like tossed over each other like that.
Crackly.
Yeah,
Robust.
it's really robust. It feels like a traditional fire.
A full bed of embers, sparks.
It's hearty.
It's hardy, like a hearth.
Yeah, it's like a hearth.
Like the hearth of a home.
It's like a fire I could imagine them having like in like one of the Hobbit homes in Lord of the Rings, you know?
That's a great comparison.
It's just like really earthy.
Really natural.
Yeah.
Should we let go?
Yeah, I think I did it first last time.
All right. I'm letting go of being too strict with the schedule or regiment that I've been following well so far.
Okay.
I adopted a bunch of great new habits, working out more, drinking more water, sleeping better.
Yeah.
Responding to emails faster. And the habits have been serving me really well. And then in the last few days, I fell off schedule with some of the things.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit disappointed and was like, like I've been doing so well for a few weeks, and then realized actually, it's not the end of the world. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
There's some leeway to pull an audible on the regiment that I've set for myself.
Yeah, I guess like the world won't fall apart.
If it best serves the end goal, which is
What's
structure, a little more structure and order, efficiency, a better feeling body and mind. And
yeah, right. So like sometimes like not strictly adhering to the strict regimen could like maybe give you some rest you needed or something to like allow you to like win the war. You lose the battle to win the war.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel that.
And just being accepting of that, and I feel really, really good about that. So
I like that one.
Feels like I'm letting it go.
Amazing. What did I say? I was gonna let go. Need a reading light. I'm letting go of constant. Oh yeah, I'm letting go to constantly listening to stuff in my headphones. Because I feel like I did from the moment I wake up. From the moment I wake up, I'm grabbing my phone and I'm saying, what does YouTube have for me today?
What?
You know what I mean? And I'm catching up on, like content, like creator, like drama videos.
In the morning, bright and early?
I'm watching body cam videos of like people getting arrested at the airport.
Bright and early?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like as much as I can throughout the day, like whenever there's like a moment of silence when like I don't have to like, unless I'm like reading.
Like, even then sometimes.
Or talking to somebody.
Sometimes
I'll try when I'm reading. I'll be like, can I like passively read and like kind of like listen to this at the same time? And I just feel like sometimes it gives me a headache.
I can only imagine why.
Or sometimes I should just I should chill and just have some silence, So I've been really curious about like what that might feel like, to like just be okay with the stillness sometimes, because I feel like it's like a dopamine thing.
Yeah, stimuli.
Exactly, it's pursuing a source of dopamine. But yeah, I think I don't know how it's gonna look. Maybe I think I might have like a rule with myself, like like some people with alcohol, like not till 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Wait till I get off work, like then
Yeah, totally.
I'm like wake up like 5 p.m. somewhere, dude.
Checking to see where it is 5 p.m. just to have that peace of mind.
But then like I can only like watch videos from like the place, like the country where it's 5 p.m. Like that's like the justification of myself. So I was watching with subtitles. Like I have to watch Squid Games. Dude. It's 5 p.m. in Korea.
That's so funny. I'm gonna throw in the Palo Santo to purify
The flames after letting go.
Yeah.
Letting go because you
I
never
love
know.
the smell of Palo Santo.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the smell of Palo Santo, probably would be good to get familiar with it because it really is it can usher you into a whole new era. Like I remember the first time I ever like became acquainted with what it actually smelled like was like going to yoga, like 10 years ago, like going into like a yoga studio back in Austin.
Black Swan.
Yeah, Black Swan, dude. And like it's always like felt special to me for that reason. I still like associate it with that feeling. So it's everything changed for me when I got Palo Santo.
My whole life.
My whole life turned around, dude. I was on the brink too. I reckon I needed Palo Santo so bad, dude. I was going to this yoga class, and if that didn't go well, that was gonna be the last straw, dude. Thank God, Palo Santo.
This episode brought to you by
Palo Santo. We should have Palo Santo as like a guest. Okay, I'm calling in relaxation. I feel like I've been finding these little pockets in the day more and more recently, as I feel like I've been on this like upward trajectory of just, trying to do things that are healthy and make myself feel good. And I feel like that's opened up this capacity to feel little subtle moments and find joy in them like I never did before. And like often that's in the morning, like waking up and just realizing I could just I could like lay on my couch for the next hour and like, watch people get arrested at the airport. Just like,
from now on, no headphones. Doing it, just no headphones. Just raw, off the phone audio. Saying step by step, one step at a time. I'm going one step at a time. We got more episodes ahead of us. We're going to let go of a lot of other things.
Just at work, playing it loud on my phone. Just
in the bathroom stall. Just out loud.
Just walking around the hallways.
While your boss is talking to you, it's playing out of your pocket.
Just in a meeting with Theo Vaughn playing in my pocket.
But you're calling in relaxation.
Relaxation, yes, because I've really been enjoying that, you know what I mean? So I just kind of want to revel in that more and more and just like I told you about like my morning ritual of like taking these long showers and stuff. And just like I like the feeling of feeling good. And so I'm going to call in more of that.
Nice. I love that. I'm calling in. You ready for this, dude?
Yeah.
I'm calling in romance. Oh. Yeah.
Dang, dude.
I know, dude. I'm calling in romance. I don't know what's come over me. Maybe it's this winter solstice or something. But
maybe. Oh yeah.
Who knows? But something has taken hold of my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm remembering all these past loves and relationships, heartbreaks.
Yeah.
Moments you fall in love. I'm more interested in romantic movies right now.
Interesting.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 'tis the season or something, but I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I love love.
Yeah, you're ready for that.
I love love. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That's a really beautiful thing. There's a lot of healthy relationships around me.
I love love too.
I love love.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this. I don't care who knows it. I think it's the best.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you said something.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said something.
I just want to let you know it's a safe space.
Yeah, love is the best.
It is the best.
Oh. Yeah. What a warm feeling it is. It's like so uniquely a hug that you can only get from a romantic love.
Yeah, it really like peaks your experience in life. And it's like it can create like whole eras that define your life like in memories. Like it defines the chapters. Like, oh yeah, that whole era, like when I was with that person and I felt that way. Like, you think back and like what life was like any memory from that time period. And it seems like all through that prism of how it felt with that person. It's like that powerful. It like paints your whole like tint of reality. Yeah, I feel like I became conscious of that recently too, or like aware of like more appreciative of like how special it is. Yeah, so I feel that one.
Yeah, man, calling it in for myself and for everyone who's interested in that.
Anyone who's interested in romance,
In romance.
get ready.
Get ready.
Pack your bags.
Get ready for some love. Welcome back, Keepers of the Fire.
Welcome back.
We are your loving hosts,
We are your loving hosts,
Eman and Esfandi,
Journey Bailey.
and we are here today with the one, the only JayBay,
The one, the only JayBay is here, ready for takeoff.
ready for takeoff in his
With my
flight suit.
With my co-pilot,
Yeah,
DragonWulf,
that's right.
or AKA Wolf,
AKA Wolf.
AKA. What else you want to put on there?
I guess I could put Ezra.
Ezra.
AKA Jabba the Hutt.
AKA Jabba the Hutt.
It's great that there's all these AKAs already built into my characters.
AKA Alexa.
AKA Alexei.
AKA Alexa. Yeah.
AKA Alexei. What
Yeah.
else could there? AKA Bubba. I played Bubba
Yeah.
in Beto's movie.
Yeah. You actually played a
Oh,
Bubba?
hold on. They're calling us up. Yeah. Actually, we should tell them we're doing the podcast.
Yeah. Can you?
Nope. Yep.
Omid, can you tell them to leave?
Yeah.
Can you please get them out of here?
Yeah. Just walkie up and tell them we're
Thank
good.
you. Yeah.
We're
okay.
good here.
You told them?
Yeah.
Okay. You told them not to come back?
You said they what? Oh, they just said put another log. They were just saying put on more logs.
Oh, got you.
Nah,
They just
dude,
wanted
those
to-
are our boys.
They're trying to
They're
get our
so-
attention. Yeah, here.
They're so good.
You got it from your side?
I got it.
All right, I'll get the next one. I'm so glad that didn't land in the fire. This is good.
Take two. We're going to go take two. Here we go. I got it. If the mic caught fire, after I asked David if we could do fire on the mic. Okay, well, I'll do it myself.
Right. We were asking if we could have that special effect, and then we just almost got it. This little like styrofoam, not styrofoam, what is it, like foam cover thing. Just like,
Yeah, I wonder what the
There'd be no
sponge.
chance if that caught fire, dude. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like reach your hand on?
I'm just
it?
like, I'm just blowing into the mic. The audience is just getting,
just the crackling.
and they're hearing the. In the actually, we need to get a mic in there. Some ASMR, a mic catching on fire ASMR. Wait, the ASMR of burning things. I would
interesting.
watch
I bet
that.
there's a
That's
peaceful
what
way you
maybe-
could burn things like wood slowly, like little pieces of wood or something.
Yeah, someone did. They do this thing where they poke some sort of instrument into the ground or into the sand or into whatever, and it picks up vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the sound from wherever they're sticking this thing into.
Yeah.
And they stuck it into one side of a log, and then they lit the other end of a log on fire. So from the inside of the log, this is how fire sounds as it starts to burn.
Oh yeah.
And it really just sounds like a bunch of water, like because it's all the
interesting.
moisture of the
Yeah.
log being released. It's crazy.
Wow.
We need to hire that guy. We need to bring him on here.
Yeah, for sure. We can just pick up where he left off. We can just keep doing that. You know,
Exactly.
learn all of his secrets. How was your day?
Good question.
Yeah, I thought so.
My day today was probably one of my favorite kinds of days I could ever have.
Oh, amazing.
I love to wake up around like 10.
Okay,
Just like
yeah,
kinda like-
that's respectable.
That's like my nice hour.
Right,
of like,
right.
oh,
The
it's
happy
not too
medium.
early, not too late. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still in the morning.
yeah.
And then I did my morning yoga. Excited for the podcast, thinking ahead
Yeah,
and
just
like
feeling
getting
it.
my everything warmed up.
I felt it too when I woke up.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
felt? I felt
yeah.
really energized today.
It's a good day. It's a
Knowing-
good day to cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good day to cast.
Good day to throw our cast out, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go. Cast
To
some lines,
podcast.
dude. Yeah.
And then I played tennis for 2 hours on this like really cool rooftop tennis court in the middle of middle of like West Hollywood,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And you could just see the hills and all of LA, and
Oh, yeah.
it was a beautiful sunny day, and just had like a groove session.
Were you playing someone or was it like?
I was hitting with Mariah. She's this girl that I normally
Oh, nice.
hit with,
Yeah.
and it was just a nice session.
Heck yeah.
Calm, relaxed. I got home and I was a little bit behind, but then came straight here, and we set up faster than usual. Which
Yeah,
is
we set up really fast. It's getting kind of spooky.
getting a little scary.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
A little too fast, maybe.
Maybe a little too fast, dude. It's like I know, like
It's pretty fast.
we like pretty sure we're just gonna get here like 15 minutes before we're ready to shoot.
Yeah. I'm moving so fast, sort of like
Sort of like almost like a million miles a minute.
almost like a million miles a minute.
Oh, yeah.
It's very quick.
Yeah. It's getting-
And then we rapped, which everyone will hear after the Stoke break. We
Yeah.
performed one of our songs. Was that the first song we ever made, or no? Die for This was
we definitely
first.
made Die for This first.
That's right.
But that was the first one.
Die for This?
Yeah.
It was the first song.
And it's so funny because like I've lived in this city for a while before that.
Yeah.
And like I had been like making music, but like for whatever reason, just like we never forced it at any time.
We're just chilling.
And for some reason, as soon as we decided to do it, then like the whole thing, like the like 99% of it was done in like within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Because you sent me the beat, like I wrote it. Next day we're in the studio,
Recorded,
and like that was like
boom,
the main bulk of it.
That was so much fun. You actually recorded that with your broken arm. You were in a sling.
Yeah.
Recording your verse in that.
Yeah.
There's the videos of that where you're like rapping with the sling on. You can't even I had to help you with those headphones at first because you couldn't get them on with just your left hand.
Because they're like vocal booth, like big, like DJ type headphones.
Exactly.
And so like try and put those on with one hand.
Impossible. It's impossible.
With your left hand.
Even with two hands sometimes it gets a little confusing.
Dude,
those things are like, turning inside and out. You're like...
Yeah, they're like flipping around.
It always feels funny when Chris comes out, he's like, whoop, and he just does one thing and fixes it. I'm like, all right.
I know, we're like lost in it like it's like a straight jacket. So did it with one hand. That was it, and I was amped up. You know what I mean? I think like it was just an interesting like charge of energy because it was like less than a week, probably removed from surgery. Yeah,
and you had written. So the story is, one of our guests, Jake Lawler, in the earlier episodes with Connor Lawler and Journey, decided to arm wrestle at a bar.
Yeah.
A bunch of ladies around. Classic.
Yeah.
And Jake's a big dude. Journey's also a big dude. Jake's a little bit bigger. And so Jake and him go arm wrestle left arm to left arm. Jake's lefty, so he has the advantage. He beats him. Journey thinks, okay.
I kind of like gave that one to him.
Yeah, like let's do right arm. I'm righty.
Yeah. It's like okay, whatever. I'll let him like win that one for the ladies. Like they're here, Like, give him that one. But I'm like this time like on the right side now. I'm just like okay, it's like it's like a cat playing with a mouse. It's like it's time to like eventually you just gotta put the thing out of its misery. So I'm like, now's the time because he was arm wrestling these women like just running through him like it was like he was Tiger Woods of arm wrestling. He's just he's just going like Brock Lesnar on these ladies, and so I'm like time to teach this guy a lesson, in humility. I think he was a middle linebacker for North Carolina. It was his athletic credentials. Not a big deal to me or anything. I just,
I was a middle linebacker.
I was a middle linebacker for JV high school
good
team,
too. Like we won every game, dude.
It was a sick. Yeah, that was a good year.
We won state, dude.
We won a couple
linebackers walk into a bar.
Dude, it's really like a Clash of Titans, dude. Dude, like me arm wrestling Jake is like what happens like when an unstoppable object meets an unmovable force. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Well, we know what happens now.
We know what happens now.
Technically, you were the unstoppable object. Nothing was stopping you, dude.
I was the unstoppable object,
Nothing was going to stop you.
Nothing. Yeah. So we're locked
Holy
in,
moly.
and I like right before I'm really about to turn on the heat and just smoke this guy. I was just seconds away, but I think I put too much strength into it. And because of that, my right humerus completely snapped in half.
Exploded. 13 breaks. Like
Exploded,
fragments all inside the arm.
Yeah, shout out to Jake Lawler. He is a very strong man. And
we were at the hospital because we drove Journey to the hospital and waited with him overnight.
Jake drove me and he drove me so well. Yeah. He was such a good guy. Like the whole night. I feel like me and him became like
you guys became buddies after
before that we're just like, just like workout acquaintances. But then like when he broke my arm, then you know what I mean? We evolved into like this stratosphere of friendship.
Jake makes all his best friends actually.
Yeah, dude, that only two barbarians, facing off will ever like understand. You know what I mean? Just like mutual respect. Where like we just like feel like we've been to war, and then like we drive to the hospital, and he's a great driver, and he's like, "Is there anything you want to listen to?" And like I just discovered this song by Migos. I forget what it's called.
Hotel Lobby.
Like no, fresh out the bed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It was just like pumping me up at the time. So I was like, play that song, and so he drove me there. We're listening to Migos, and why was this the start of a story?
Just because that's so funny because you had your broken your arm 13 places, needed emergency surgery and like 13 screws, extra long, whatever.
Yeah.
And after that surgery, you're in a sling, and now you don't know if your arm is going to give, they don't know if you're going to be able to move your arm. They don't know if you're going to move your hand. It's like a very intense situation.
I was going to move my hand. Like,
no one knew. Move it? No one knew.
Like,
and can you show, I know for those of you listening, you can't see this, but Journey, show us that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Dude's got his arm and his hand.
Well, the context has to be that like for like 8 months, like my wrists and fingers were paralyzed. Like I couldn't move them more than that. Like if I was trying to do that, that's all I could do. But then now I had to get a second surgery.
Yeah.
And But so anyway, fast forwarding back to that studio session. That was the second surgery that I had to get.
That was the second surgery.
Yeah.
So he's got this like metal in his arm. He's all slung up. And I'm like, you want to record? He's like, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you had
we thought we were going to do it the next day, like the next day after breaking my arm.
Yeah, we were.
It was going to be the first, maybe not today.
Dude, it was going to be the first time we have a studio set and your arm snapped. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
and then,
we were going to go to the studio the next day.
That did something interesting to you because you wrote a couple songs based on the experience. Like you basically detail in story the experience of you breaking your arm, being on the drugs they give you for the pain and having that experience, and us in the waiting room and all that in that song that, I don't know if you are going to release or aren't, but I love the song.
I probably will release it someday.
Pain Pills in Beverly Hills.
Pain Pills in Beverly Hills.
Such a catchy song and crazy articulate, for encapsulating that night. It was so specific.
Yeah.
It was so fun and like energetic. And you just like something about your artistry when your arm broke came alive. There was like a different fire. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know. It just felt like an extraordinary experience. It felt like a really like funny story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt like
it's
so
hilarious.
Interesting. All of a sudden I had all this like free time on my hands. And I was just, before that I was very busy before I broke my arm. And like, I feel like I was trying to like, write songs as much as I could and like squeeze it in. And then all of a sudden I just had like nothing but free time all day. And then meanwhile I have this crazy thing going on. So I had to put on some fire real quick. This crazy story going on around me. And it just felt like so, like, obviously, like, let me capture that.
Yeah.
Let me.
It's one of your gifts, man. I've known you for a long time, and I've known, I heard the music, which we'll get into, that you made when you were young, 16, 14, as a teenager, but then knowing you for so long as an adult and then eventually seeing you finally get back into music, truly get back into writing and, finding the right beats and dissecting different things about your psyche or your experiences. One of the most interesting parts about you as a musician is your storytelling. It's like so vivid, so accurate, and lucid, you paint such a good picture. And I just happen to enjoy that kind of rap very much.
Well, I feel like it just like in life, there's so many amazing things that happen. And like you and I have been lucky enough to share like a lot of like crazy stories together, a lot of crazy nights. And I feel like people like wouldn't believe all these like little details that make it seem like such like a vivid, bright story. And so when I'm like going through and I'm writing a song like that, like it's for anything, if anything, I'm like trying to figure out what I'm cutting out. Like
Right,
there's so many other,
details you
like
could
little
put in.
details, little lines, like little like punchlines about the situation that like ideally I would want to like squeeze in there. So I feel like I have to like kill my babies to even like whittle it down to be like that generalized, like from like what it started at,
right.
in my head. But yeah, I've always liked that. That's always been my favorite part of making any kind of music is the writing of the lyrics, like the imagery, the painting pictures. Like that's always been the first draw. Like if anything, I feel like I was like a writer of of lyrics, and then like have been trying to learn how to perform it, ever since. But like that was the first love, always.
The storytelling, the writing.
Yeah. That's what drew me into it. It was just like the bending of words. I love rhyming. I like seeing how many like how dense the rhymes can be. Like if I could like ideally just rhyme like each like every syllable of each sentence with the next sentence, like over and over again. Like I love that type of shit. Just for like the puzzle of it, because it's like language problems are weird, like word puzzles, anything that have to do with the human language, like Scrabble, because like there's a finite amount of words that exist, you know, in any language's lexicon. And then like, so you have some tasks, like either whether it's like trying to like align, in the case of rhyming, like align like the syllable sounds, like that's the game you're playing, and trying to like match the patterns while still like trying to get the point across, or like do like, you know, wordplay or something. And then so like when you think about it long enough and like it clicks, like you find the thing, it's like a puzzle, because like there's this finite number of words that are options, you know, within like the grammatical context you're trying to keep it in. And it's like when you hit that, and you're like, oh shit, like, you know, like this part da da da, and that transfers in that part da da da, and like I always just like liked the rappers who did that. Growing up, I just naturally gravitated to listening to that kind of music. And that's why I used to like print out verses from like songs I liked, and then I would like color code the rhyme schemes when I was in high school. Yeah, like 15. So I was trying to figure out like what it was.
Yeah, what are they doing? You were studying, you were reverse engineering. Like, why does this satisfy me? Why does this tickle my ear in a way that I really am obsessed with?
Yeah, why is this different than like other songs that just feel more like less effort or something?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, there's so many different styles of rap, and it's fascinating to like this kind of artist who's hyper specific with that skill within rap, or a different kind of artist who just has a really cool voice and a great flow and a great energy, and you almost let go of that. You're like, oh, I'm not listening for the hyper you're like listening more for the flow of it, but they still have plenty of that pattern and structure, and it's just a cool genre. There's one in the song that we perform after the Stoke break. It's called Where You At?
Where You At?
Where You At? By DragonWulf featuring JayBay. And I just don't know why this one I just love, even though it's so simple and like, but just the amount of syllables you match. It's Little Homie Got Him a Beamer.
Yeah.
I got some charges on my record and they not misdemeanors. Just the entire full ending of Got him a beam of not misdemeanors, got him a beam of not misdemeanors. It's just so satisfying to rap. That's why I always rap that part with you. Little homie got him a beam. I got some charges on my record and they not misdemeanors. I'm independent, seeing visions. Like I talked to the Reaper. I tried to meditate. It wasn't what I thought it was either.
Because I keep following people. I remember like coming up with that part of the song. It was just like, because obviously like the flow changes, you know, like in the beginning of that part. And the first thing that just came to me was Little Homie Got Him a Beamer. Just for whatever reason, that just like sounded sick. And then I remembered like that one at your apartment in Santa Monica, like one time, like your neighbor, like there was a kid who was like a few years younger than us, like he had a Beamer and he pulled up. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna keep that line
because we do have a Little Homie's got a Beamer. I know who you're talking about, dude. I know who you're talking about. Oh wow, Little Homie got him a Beamer.
We were just having a Stoke break, and then he
with Till, when we were outside with Till. He pulled up playing DragonWulf. He pulled up playing History, I think.
That's right.
That was sick.
That's right. So sick. He didn't know he was making history.
Yeah, he's on the podcast.
Yeah, he's on the podcast.
He made it to the podcast with that time. And the song.
So it just started with the flow, you know, and then I was just like, I started like figure out like the got him a beamer, like it was the part I was like, how can I like make that keep fitting? But yeah, love that song.
Love that song. So fun to perform. So we did Die for This. That was our first song. You with the sling and everything. Right. And then eventually we were like, well, that was easy.
It was so easy.
We'll just make another song.
Recording it honestly was laborious for me, dude. It was like, I mean, I was gonna say it's like giving birth, but it probably wasn't that.
Yeah,
I don't want to offend him. Like actually giving birth.
Painful, man, but painful nonetheless. You know,
I was laborious for sure.
I was definitely you had a whole metal rod in your arm for the second time.
Yeah, and it was just like so much energy, and I didn't even know like what it was gonna be like. Like it turns out I could only like yell at that intensity for like two bars at a time. So it was just like carved like take after take after take. But yeah, it was so fun. We did it so quick.
Yeah,
and then pretty soon after we like, had the final, we tied a ribbon on that. Then we had this other beat that we'd like pass back and forth a couple times.
Rasputin,
dude. Shout out Beatstars.
It was a cool shout out Beatstars. It was a cool beat, and I had written a verse a long time ago that I thought could go on there, but I was missing another 8 bars or something like that. And I was like, anyway, I haven't finished, but from this point on, if you make a verse, we can do a song.
Yeah.
And you did yours, and then in the studio I came up with mine.
Yeah.
And then boom, we had this next song. And then we had Elizabeth Rouillon, this incredible voice actress and actress.
Yeah, amazing.
Who's in the Star Wars Familia with me. She
blessed the song with this like interesting prayer and intro and outro,
which really brought the song to 100% completion.
Yeah,
because it has this very long outro,
right?
It's very like spacious,
which
is beautiful and cool, but almost like it's begging for something to be there, and we didn't know what to put there.
We had no idea, and I met her, and I was like, whoa, I think just the energy she has, the voice, like everything, she would knock this out of the park, and she did.
She did, yeah. Her voice is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so like smoky and like beautiful. It's like, it feels like such a pleasure just hearing her like say DragonWulf, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
So, JayBay, how'd you get the name?
In the high school I went to, there was a formula for generating nicknames, and that formula was the first syllable, or like the first letter of your first name. So in my case, J, and then the first syllable of your last name. So JayBay.
JayBay.
And there really wasn't any more thought into it.
It's cool though. It's a cool name.
It's always felt like a placeholder. That was like, okay, like that's just kind of like what people call me. You know, like at that time in my life when I was 15 years old, and it's not like I'll think of something and then I'll change it to that, and it just never. Still trying to ponder what that could be.
Yeah, it's a cool name though, JayBay.
Yeah, it's to the point.
You're right away. You're rhyming.
Right.
I know that's a rapper.
Dude, that's just the tip of the iceberg. What's to come? People know, dude. They hear JayBay. It's like, dang, dude.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, it only gets better from there. It's like if you're impressed already, just wait till you listen to the song.
So it was just a nickname. It wasn't your rap name at first.
Yeah, man. It was just a nickname. Because I was trying to be anonymous. I don't know if I even told you about this before, but like,
oh, interesting.
Well, I've told you like the details of the story, but like I don't know if I've connected it in this way before. So at 15, I had a traumatic brain injury playing football.
Right.
That was significant enough that I couldn't play football anymore. Which like that was all I did. That was the only way I spent my time.
Football.
Yeah.
Middle linebacker.
Yeah. I was getting ready, dude. I mean, and Jake were like on the same path, dude. And I got snubbed.
You were preparing for that arm wrestling your whole life, and then
I got cut short,
pulled you out, and then look what happened.
Dude, I was on the verge of becoming a beast.
I would have been there.
Oh, dude, he's lucky I didn't
keep going. Lucky I got snubbed.
So then, like, that was plan A in my life was like go to the NFL, and I was like, all right, plan B is definitely be a rapper. like, I can't go to the NFL anymore. So, yeah.
Did you truly want to go to the NFL?
Yeah, that was like the mentality I had. Like that was the target. Yeah. Like I worked at it with that in mind, like really trying to be the best I could.
Fascinating.
Yeah, but then so like literally overnight, that was off the table as a path going forward. So, but then obviously I'd always been a huge fan of rap and like would always write lots of poetry, in classes, like a lot of people who gravitate toward rap too, like at a younger age, and so I just started. Yeah, I got into it through that. I got into it through changing paths. So I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is, but then when I started releasing music, so from that brain injury, my parents launched a lawsuit against the school at the time because there was like laws in place that were supposed to like have a like a doctor's release before returning to play after someone is initially concussed, which I was, and they didn't obtain the doctor's release, and so that was like the basis of the lawsuit. Like attorneys reached out and like made my parents aware of that, and they decided to pursue a lawsuit. And so, but at the same time, I was trying to rap, but like I was aware that there was gonna be this defense counsel that was gonna be watching me like a hawk, like everything I did, trying to like. So like literally, like, I'm putting out songs, like imagining like I might have to like answer for this in front of a judge one day, dude. And I did, because I was deposed. I was in a deposition, so I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to defend it in front of a judge, but like in front of the attorneys, dude, who were like trying to like, make me out to be a villain,
because of your lyrics.
Yeah,
I remember this story now, and you said something really clever. I think it was right, something about killed the sheriff.
Yeah, because they're trying to quote my lyrics back to me, and it's like fun. They would misquote stuff. They're like, "Where did you?" They're like, "Did you go to jail for armed robbery when you were 8?"
When you were 8?
Yeah, dude.
That's so ridiculous, dude. Did these guys go to law school or what, dude? Are they stupid?
I'm just imagine which intern did you assign that research to?
Did you check the brief before you got in his room to depose me, dude?
Did you even listen to the song, dude? Are you even a real fan?
Did you? Are you a fake fan?
Name 3 songs.
Name 3 songs. Name 3 JayBay songs right now if you're going to depose me about my lyrics. Fake fans can't depose me about my music, dog.
Yeah. So then eventually, because I was so obviously I had been thinking about these moments, you know, so I'd been thinking about the whole concept of how bullshit it was to me. Even at the time, you know, I was like, this is about rules that were disregarded that led to.
Yeah.
You know, I was only 15 at the time, you know, a teenager, getting serious brain damage. That's the whole thing of the lawsuit. And they're like, what do we got? Kid's kind of a punk.
They looked around. What do we got? What do we got here? What do we got? You know,
this kid's
check this out. They play the SoundCloud link. It's blasting. They're like, yeah, let's go after his character.
This kid's
Let's say he's such a punk. It's not our fault. He got a traumatic brain injury. He probably would have done it to himself. This fucking punk.
By the time
what a crazy defense, bro.
By the time the Cherry hears this mixtape, they're gonna be glad he got a brain injury, dude. They were gonna.
It's dark, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's technically a really fucked up thing to do to a kid.
It is, I know.
Dude.
So, so on a certain level, it made me mad to be sitting there and being deposed by these adults, dude. You know, because I was in my head, I was like, this is why you went to law school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To try and get
take advantage of a kid.
Yeah, an injury, a brain damaged kid, less money because of naughty words he said in a song. That's what you're doing with your law degree.
I think that's for us again.
Oh yeah, they're probably telling us to put another log on.
Oh yeah,
do you think maybe? Yeah. All right, we got it. Thanks for the reminder.
DWA has a helicopter
On payroll.
So yeah, you had to defend your lyrics. Well,
yeah, and so what I said was you know, when I was being grilled on one of my lyrics, I forget what it was, but I was like, sir, I think sometimes in art the creator portrays fictional circumstances, you know, and this even in music. I'd be willing to say that Bob Marley didn't shoot the sheriff or the deputy in real life. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be willing to say that Johnny Cash didn't shoot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I always
way to use great songs too, classics. You know, you've heard these, lawyer. I know you've heard these songs.
When we went back for the break, the associate attorney who was with the group, she was she brought that part up and she was like, that was good. I was like, why aren't you guys thinking of that?
She was like, bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, why am I doing y'all's job? Yeah, I know that was good.
You guys never thought of that defense?
Yeah. Simple.
They're just blindsided, oh shit, dude.
Oh, genius.
We didn't realize we get this. Shit. Sometimes art isn't reality, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Good point.
He's got
us.
Yeah. That's so great.
Do you want to put on suit 7?
Yeah, damn.
So the whole JayBay thing, I never put my face on anything, so I was trying to my best to remain anonymous, you know, but didn't work.
Yeah, they caught you.
They
you couldn't hide JayBay, man, which is interesting, right? Because JayBay is this vessel for your expression, this vessel for one of your gifts, one of your talents, one of your joys and passions, and it's like your light. You know, it's one of the forms of your light, one of the ways you enliven yourself and you come alive, and then one of the ways you shine.
Come alive, even when I sleep.
Yeah, I'm lucid. I'm JayBay. Even in the
yeah, for sure. It was a big departure from everything else I had going on in my life at that point. You know, it was just always something that I got really positive feedback on, and especially live performances. That was the first. That was the first thing that within my immediate circle of people and you know the town I grew up in that. You know, because there's no one denying if you're at a house party and you know you're dropping punchlines that's causing the whole room to erupt in laughter and shit, and you know it's you know the walls shake and you know it's you're doing it, you know, and so it just took experiences like that before I even ever recorded, but then I had those kinds of moments and I was like, oh shit, let me try.
It's interesting because you have a lot of these. Well, you have this handful of really iconic, memorable stories that revolve around music and JayBay.
I've loved hearing them over the years as they've just like naturally come up. One of them was even like here in LA and was like a reason you felt more at home here and that this was the right decision to make. So the one in the high school, can you run us through that one? And then we could maybe also hear the one here in that studio in LA. I really love that one too.
Well, like there was just like random parties in high school where there was just like, it was like cool. That's the only footage I have is just from like one of those random.
Oh, you have a video of that?
Yeah, I have like a segment from just like a random.
Damn,
moment.
I would love to see that from the high school party.
Yeah. David, I wonder like if I showed it to Eman right now, could we like play it simultaneously for the audience? Like if I sent it to you, it could like be on the screen. Do you want to share it
Yeah,
right
dude, show me right now.
Keep it organic. Yeah.
Dude, keeping it organic is fantastic to do.
But it's like, this is by far like not like the
For
best
sure.
moment I ever had or anything.
No, but it is indicative of these experiences that do like mark your journey.
I think so. The football team that I was no longer a part of, I think like was in the championship this night, and we lost.
Oh shit.
They ended up winning the next year, but that night they lost. But there were still like all these after parties planned.
Yeah.
And but it was
Classic.
so cool. Like it was, you know what I mean? Because like I was glad I didn't lose. I was.
Yeah,
on the
you're
team.
not on the team. If you were on the team, they would have won.
Yeah, I would have been so embarrassed, dude. But like me, I was fine.
Me, I was chilling.
It was just, yeah, maybe if I was playing, actually.
Maybe if I missed a few tackles, sure, but
boys would have had a chance. Here, I'll just come over and like sit by you.
okay, yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
play it into this mic.
So I had a rival. This is the kid I was telling you about. I had like a high school rivalry with. But then,
Dude, is that young you?
yeah.
No way. You guys can't see it, but we'll try to throw it up on the screen or something. It's gonna be sick. Okay. This is so awesome, Journey.
Oh my God! I kill it in one bar, motherfucker. That's all it takes. The day you were born, motherfucker, that was the biggest mistake. Journey's fucking wrong, man. Journey's fucking wrong. That me murdering this shit. You never heard of this shit. I rape and murder it like I was David Berkowitz in this.
Exactly.
Yo, serial killer, if you didn't know, I got the sickest flow. Fuck around and I'll kill you, bro. Yeah. Flip your chick like she was a reciprocal. And then after that shit, I'll surgically rip off her nipples, bro.
Did you play with Mardi?
Wow.
Keep on going. Let me go. Let's go.
Is that you saying let me go?
Atomically, I'm bombing beats. You ain't never heard of the colony. This is Robertson. Survivingly, on top of these beats. Mercury, you can never murder me surgically. I be serving MCs like it was Burger King. You don't wanna fuck with me, homie. I just butt fuck MCs. Lyrically and spiritually, you couldn't get near to me. So hopefully you hear me, cause I rip you up like a government.
It's not written. It's not written. It's not written.
I spit the motherfucking truth. I spit the thunder, dude. Homie, I come through with the jungle in the booth. You never heard of me. I fucking spit raw Mercury. You said I shut that shit before, but you can't rip a metaphor like I can. Motherfucker, I cook you up like you was lifespan. Pieces. You can kill me and I'll come back, bitch. I'm fucking like Jesus. Oh my God!
It's so sick.
Oh shit! That's my homie JayBay right there. I switch you up like a Swisher Sweet. Lyrically, physically, or spiritually, cause you can't get near to me, cause I don't fit like you little bitches in your league.
Wow, dude. There's nothing like the blurry, over the shoulders high school video. Dude, that's priceless footage. That's so fucking sick.
I know. I'm happy that I have like at least like some kind of.
Yeah.
But like the thing that really the first experience I had like that, which was like the best one of my life, was I was 15 and like it was just like a few months after the brain injury. And like I don't even know if I'd gone back to school at that point.
Yeah.
But I went to visit my cousin who was going to BU at the time. So he's probably like 20, 21. And I was 15 and my older brother was there too, Bryce. So he was probably like 17.
Shout out, Bryce.
Shout out, Bryce. And one night we ended up going to a frat party because my cousin lived in a frat house and like his neighbors were having a party. And so we go over there and I'm having the time of my life, right? Because like I'm 15 at a college party, like at that time, like, you know, you can't feel cooler than that, you know? Like
Totally. You don't belong there.
Yeah,
way too young to be there.
Your
but
cousin's
you're cool.
giving you beers,
You're cool.
you know, like, You're fucking someone's pat. You have cigs. It's just at that age, I was just felt like a king. And anyway, so what started? I was just like smoking cigs with some guys on the patio. And someone was like, does anyone rap? And then it was like, yeah, fuck yeah, like turn on an instrumental. And so we're just like bullshitting around on the front deck with a couple other guys, just spitting freestyles. But then like slowly a crowd starts building, these college students. And pretty soon, dude, like the whole party is outside around me. And at some point, like someone else who rapped like caught wind, like that's what we were doing. And he stepped in, and it kind of like became adversarial. So it was like I organically started battling this guy, dude.
Wow.
He was like 25, I was like,
wow.
15. And then like, but I was killing it, dude. Like I was smashing. I was like, it was just like, oh man, just like probably more like at that point, like the times I've been drunk, like I count on one hand, So I was just like having like that raw euphoria of just like feeling like wild and just like realizing I think an ember like went in my shoe.
Dang, I wondered if it got you.
Stamp it out, yeah.
You all right?
It's all right. It's just fire only hurts if you let it.
If you
and I had to refuse to let
fire
that
only
in.
burns if you let it.
Other than that, it's just information that you're burning.
Yeah.
It's just a signal. It's a little smoke signal. And so, dude, I'm just like, it's just like, I don't know, my biggest B-Rabbit moment, dude. Like, I just couldn't believe, it's like I was like lost in another dimension. Like, I just couldn't believe like how each, like, and like the more like I'm getting like this positive reaction from the crowd and like they're losing their shit, like the more like I'm getting like confident and like really just like throwing down like all these little rhymes I've thought of in my head, just like since I started like having like that, that mental application of focusing on it over the last few months. So like my brother, who like I had freestyled in front of before, just like driving around in his Subaru going on blunt cruises random times. It'd kind of be like, he'd be like, okay, like whatever, that's cool. It almost felt like when I asked him to turn on an instrumental, it was like doing me a favor. He's like,
fine, I'll let you do it.
Music, but all right.
Yeah, totally.
But then like during that battle, he has like arm like wrapped around me and
He's
shit.
so
He's
proud
like,
of
what's
you.
up? What's up? That's
He was also, he
was
was with you shooting in the gym technically, right? Like he was doing the instrumental for you to practice doing freestyle.
I guess he was. Yeah, he was passing me the ball.
He was, yeah.
He was rebounded and then passing it back to me.
Seeing you shine like that, he's like, that's my brother. I've been with him.
Yeah, dude.
I drove him around.
I'm his manager.
All deals go to me. You don't talk to him, talk to me.
Yeah, so then I came home from that, and that's when I started recording music because I was like, I was like, I don't know. Apparently, that felt like validation that I could get a positive reaction. From it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow, what an incredibly formative story.
Yeah,
it's like a dream story.
And so like for me, I was 15, and I know that although you didn't start recording music at 15, you had aspirations or visions of, pursuing music yourself in some capacity. That always spoke to you. Like, what do you think the earliest point of your life was? You remember having that dream?
Yeah, I was probably around 15. I was really committed to tennis. I was playing tennis, trying to go pro.
Yeah.
And I just loved Continuum, that John Mayer album.
Yeah.
Back to the Romance. I love these love songs.
Yeah.
And my mom always played like Shakira and songs like
Shakira.
that. Music was singing about romance and love. And
Yeah.
so I always wanted, had this like very secret dream to be a singer, just like with a guitar or piano and do ballads, singing about love and romance. But I was so scared of that. I was so shy, and it was just like a thing. It was also before I knew like that the things you desire to do hold, truth for you and destiny for you, right? Like you desire them for a reason.
Yeah.
And before I knew that, I just thought, I just want to do that, but it doesn't mean I will or can.
Yeah.
I did actually record a rap with Eman and Journey, Alfonso Eman and Journey. Shout out Elan.
Yeah.
In high school, there was like an auto-tune app that came out or something because of T-Pain, and we made one, and it was E&A Productions, and we like rapped on it. I gotta find that track. That'd be funny. But I always like really was more focused on like singing. You know?
When you would hear those songs that felt inspiring to you, would you sometimes like imagine yourself like performing them on stage?
Singing them?
Yeah, like to a crowd.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
And I always loved poetry, actually. Since I was like in elementary, I loved poetry.
Yeah, and I saw you actually like doing that like in the time knowing you, but way before I saw you doing the music.
That's right.
So you kind of start as a lyrical guy too in a way.
Yeah, similar to you. I used to. It was embarrassing, but I printed out poems on pink pieces of paper in elementary school.
Did you make them pink on purpose, or it's just what you were working with?
I chose it.
Okay,
I chose it. There was 2 options, and I chose pink.
You chose pink,
I thought it
okay.
was rosier, more
Yeah,
romantic.
for sure. It's very romantic, dude.
Pretty in pink.
Yeah.
And I would slip it into the locker of my crush.
Oh man, really? That's so cool. I've never heard this story. That's sweet. I love
dude,
that. It's
slip
like
it
a little
into
movie. You're like
6 or
Charlie Brown,
7
dude.
lockers. Because I was like, well, I can just print 6 or 7 of these. And just playing the odds, exactly.
Wow.
You know
that's
what?
cool.
You got to cast a few lines. You don't know who likes poetry, Not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm like, well, these are my favorite 6 girls.
Wait, did you sign it like they knew it was from you?
Well, so at first I didn't, thinking, oh, it'll be romantic. It'll become a thing where people are like, who left this in her locker? Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
da. After a couple, no one ever said anything about it. School wasn't buzzing about it. So I just thought, all right, that's not going to work, Can't be the secret romantic if no one knows there's a secret. So I'm like a little kid thinking, I got to sign it, but I still got to be discreet.
Yeah.
And so I put EE, which is my initials.
Like a poet, dude. Like you're Jack
like a
Frost,
poet.
dude.
And
J.K. Rowling.
JK. Just kidding. And yeah, I put those in there. And so I always loved poetry. And those love songs are like, closer to poetry sometimes than they are just to any other type of media.
Yeah.
And I listened to a lot of rap actually in high school.
Yeah.
But then would fall into these other love songs all the time. And I would sing along, when I was very much in private, would never sing around anyone else.
Yeah.
I could never imagine doing that at the time. And then I ended up falling into acting in college.
Yeah.
After I was no longer pursuing pro tennis, I fell into the acting. It was kind of a coincidence. And acting, surprisingly enough, which I didn't realize at the time, but it makes sense in retrospect, is very musical. There is musicality to acting out a scene as an actor, and not a musical piece, not a musical theater or anything like that, just a regular scene of dialogue.
You mean like in the delivery of a line, it's like musical in the way you could?
Yeah, I mean, even the rhythm of a scene, right? If you have a scene where it's two cops, good cop, bad cop setup, right? And they're interrogating someone. The timing of them going back and forth with, hey, listen, we don't want to get this, we don't want to delay this any further. We don't want to escalate. And you go, if you don't do this, da, 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 da. And then I'm like, don't mind him. Da, da, da. There's a balance and a dance you do, but the timing has to be right. And there is intonation and, you're it's very musical.
Yeah,
when
you
you
don't want
act.
to escalate. I'm gonna arrest you, mate.
and so I didn't even know it at the time, but subconsciously it felt like I was scratching an itch of something I really desired to do, which was music, because acting felt close.
So you feel like the desire to do music, like that compulsion, is the overarching motivation for you as an artist, and then acting is a subset of that?
Good question. I think in some ways, yeah. I was singing and imagining being a musician way before I ever considered the possibility of being an actor. I never thought about that.
When did acting come along as a possibility in your mind?
In subtle ways, when I loved watching movies growing up. It was my family and I's favorite thing to do. We'd go to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
And I always, as a little kid, you act out all the things,
Yeah.
I had this Hercules outfit, and I was like, Hercules! I remember that. Or Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers.
Hercules was dope.
Hercules is still a banger. And I would act stuff out, but never. It just wasn't an idea. I didn't know anyone who was an actor. I'm from Laredo, and wasn't I didn't know much about film or theater or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it didn't really come back into my life until college. Yeah. I stumbled into it. I was kind of at a crossroads where I didn't want to get the careers that economics gives you, because I was got my degree in economics.
Yeah.
And I was just doing some soul searching at a coffee shop. I was kind of asking.
Which coffee shop?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to so many different coffee shops. Mozart's, Bennu,
Bennu,
Monkey Paw. Starbucks.
Soul
like,
searching at all of them.
just looking for my soul somewhere. You know, you got soul in this coffee? And I would strike up conversations with people. One thing led to another, end up at an acting workshop, volunteer, boom, I'm in a commercial that week. And it was like similar to your experience in immediately receiving validation as a rapper.
That was your B-Rabbit moment in acting.
That was my B-Rabbit. Yeah, I have a B-Rabbit moment as an actor. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just pretty good at this. I do love movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll do this. I'll make some money with it.
Yeah,
that was my thought. Like, I can make a lot of money with this. And
right, yeah.
And people right away responded to it. But, you know, I actually, even at that time, I had my dad's old guitar, and I was trying to learn songs on guitar so I could play a little guitar because I was teaching myself.
Yeah.
Same with piano.
Yeah.
But then the singing was so, like, I was so blocked up. I was so nervous to sing. Even if I tried to sing and anyone was around, my throat would just...
I know, yeah.
And so music was always there. Acting was this thing where, you know, has a musicality to it, and it's a performing art form. Yeah. And I liked it, so I just kind of went that way. But yeah, music, I could say music is sort of like a motivator at the heart of it. And especially now, having really dove into making music and being a musician, exploring that world, exploring different types of music and sound and rap, and then transitioning into some indie rock singing stuff. And now I did like this synth pop thing I just made that David just shot the music video for,
Shout out
with
David.
Charlie directing, and Eliana helped
Charlie.
produce. Omid was there too. Shout out.
Shout out everybody.
And yeah, so music has always been there, actually.
Yeah.
Music has really always been there, and it's nice to finally have unlocked that.
Well, it's interesting because when I met you, your identity was an actor. Like, that's how you introduced yourself to me. And
Right.
Yeah, so it's like that's what you were expressing outwardly. That was like the way you were pursuing it physically in the world. But there, even back then, there was little glimmers that you had music on your mind. You know, but like you were saying, you were blocked up. Like, I remember the first time you sang for me, and I don't think it was like after college.
Right.
I think it was like a year or two after that. We were on the roof by the Alamo, or like whatever movie theater that was. I remember that, like drinking a bottle of wine or something. But then the other little glimmer I saw of it was one night we were at a cafe, I guess doing some soul searching, and you told me this album idea you had.
That's right,
to
dude.
make it'd be an album with a song about each cardinal sin.
Right.
And you're sketching out. So it was like obviously a very conceptual album.
Right.
And like that was like the first time I saw you like putting like creative, like focus on it, you know. But then it never like, you know, as far as I'm aware, that you know, you never made that project, you know. But so it kind of like dipped back down. You're focusing on the acting.
Yeah.
And then you moved to LA. And I think you hadn't made music before moving to LA. Okay.
No, I hadn't made music before. What was funny is around that time I was hanging with an old buddy who was a musician himself, and he would play guitar and sing, and then I would freestyle rap.
Oh, cool.
And then we did that too. I used to like play the same 3 chords, and we would make music
just
together.
make funny songs.
Yeah, we just make silly songs, and it was always there. But it was always something I wanted to give more time to. But I think my fear of being not immediately good at something stopped me.
Yeah.
It was I
right.
think,
Yeah, because it's a vulnerable thing to put out if you're not good at it. You know what I mean?
Dude.
It's very much like music is like I'm interpreting the world. You know, it's like I'm not just
this
being.
is me almost.
I'm not just being silly. It's not all just like a joke. Like this is not how I actually feel, or I'm not just playing a role that like someone else wrote and like trying to portray it the best I can. This is like how I see the world. You know, so you want to be good at it when you're putting that out.
Right.
So you feel like that was kind of impeding you at first from like going public with it, so to speak.
And acting. Whereas acting was immediately well received. It was very synchronistic in the sense that the pieces I was being asked to perform as an actor matched perfectly with the level I had just arrived at as an actor. Then I'd do that. Then the next thing was a little bit more demanding, and I was a little bit more experienced, and it always just kept lining up. I feel very fortunate in that.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed as if, you could do it all.
Yeah.
Like any type of role you're trying, you're just nailing it. And it's like, well, I'm only able to do this one because I just did the one before this.
Yeah.
And now I'm only able to do the next one because I'm doing this one. And that kept happening. That's still something that's happening now. It's very unique timing.
Yeah, right. Just like the momentum in your acting career has always had this like almost like magical upswing to it.
Yeah.
I mean, even like back at when we were still in college, or like shortly thereafter, there was like this BuzzFeed article going around about who should play Aladdin, you know. And I feel like I remember just how excited I was. Like we were sitting down at some cafe. I think that was Banu, and you're just like showing me the article, and we're just like, "Holy shit, dude! This is like a national, international, like global, like fucking article." BuzzFeed was huge at the time. We're like, "Dang, dude, they're putting your name out there. Like he should play it." Like the whole fuck.
I know. I felt so famous.
There's just like a synchronicity to it, you know? Yeah, right.
It's
Because
just like
of
a
the
regular
time.
picture of me, like
Yeah, yeah. It was like damn, like,
cheesing.
but really a sign of life. You know what I mean? Like a sign of
clearly
things to
indicator.
come. You know, like huge movies, like big, you know, projects made by like the biggest companies in the world, like My Name and The Conversation. You know, fan favorite. So all that like always just fell into place naturally. So I'm sure it was like easier to like wear that as like your first identity in the world.
It was so much more well received. Also with acting, it's like, oh, I'm an actor. And people are like, oh, cool. Anything I could see you in? And you either say yes or no.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And they don't, it's all behind the scenes. It's all like hard to tell.
Yeah.
Music. It's like, oh, you make music. Do you have stuff out?
Yeah.
And if you say yes, and it's like, all right, they're going to go listen and decide.
Yeah. I say yes when I don't tell them what my name is.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. So, what's it do?
Google me, man.
I'm trying to figure it out,
Search for
dude.
me, man.
What
Find me, man.
What do you think my artist name is?
Name 3 songs. Man.
Dude, you didn't go to Sherwood High School. You don't know. You would know if you did. Dude, you'd know what my name is.
Play the first song on the new EP, 333, called Where Ya At?
Yeah. If you want to figure it out, dude.
Yeah, and DragonWulf, which is an intense name, I know.
Yeah, right. Do you remember like how, what you were thinking when you came up with that?
Yeah, I was doing a ton of deep sessions with therapy. I was doing some deep meditations, and during one of my deep meditations, one of the times I was just like roaming around my apartment, just kind of free speaking, like just like stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like rapping, and then as I'm rapping, I identify as DragonWulf.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I was like, huh. And I didn't really know what that was, but I had it recorded and I kept it. Weird name. I just loved dragons and wolves as a kid, I bet.
What do you mean, I bet? Don't you know?
I mean, it just showed up. And
like why it came out.
Why it came out.
Yeah, got you.
Oh, yeah, I think I did as a kid. No, I love dragons and I love wolves.
Gotcha,
and,
yeah.
And so I didn't think much of it when I first said it, because I wasn't really even committed or thinking that I could make music or would make music at the time. I was actually at the end of my wits with acting. I was quitting acting at that time. Era. And then because I felt so much pressure to like, fit a character, fit a mold, and it was a lot of stereotypes.
You had
and
moved to LA for like 2 or 3 years at that point.
2 or 3 years, hadn't booked a single thing in LA.
Yeah, things weren't clicking the way you would like.
I felt like I was getting worse at acting. I was getting worse at acting. Every audition tape I'd see, I was like, wow. And then I joined a class thinking, you know what, I'll join another class. I felt fine, but maybe I need to brush up on stuff. That class made me despise it even more. I was like, this is acting? This is what you have to do to be an actor? I don't like this. I never had to do this.
The day-to-day of it. You're like, this feels like work.
Yeah, I never had to commit this much to be able to drop in this deep in a scene as a character or in a role.
So there's something deeper going on.
Something else was in the way.
Right.
I had something else blocked up. And eventually I quit acting, and I'm just, again, soul searching, trying to figure out, okay, if I'm not an actor, what do I love to do?
Yeah.
And, you know, DragonWulf showed up as a name, didn't think much of it. Months later, a friend and I get held at gunpoint. I get mugged at gunpoint after being at a BLM rally all day.
Yeah.
And near the police headquarters, and just a couple blocks away in Austin, 2 dudes jump out of a car, come up to us, ask to use our phone, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm going to hold on to it.
I don't know, fellas.
I'm going to hold on to it, but I'll put it on speaker. What's the number? And he starts saying the number, and I'm like, yeah. And then they're looking around, and I'm like, oh. And we're both kind of like, oh. And then, boom, they pull out 2 guns, and they put them to our sternums, like steel on sternum.
Oh, really?
Like,
they pressed it?
They pressed it.
Wow.
So it was right here. I was like, oh, wow.
That's what it feels like.
And yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Gun to the chest.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of, I remember being in a moment of like I was about to be like, guys, for real? Like, there's people around. There's people
really
around.
gonna
There's
kill me right
cops
now?
around.
Yeah.
There's literally cops on bikes nearby.
Yeah, you got to reason with them.
I was just going to be like, yo, like, take it easy, you know, like what? My friend
across your mind to try and like resist
de-escalate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be like, guys, like, what are you going to take? I don't got shit for you to take, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah, just
and my friend already had all his stuff to give. So I was like, well, all right, he's going to give away the stuff. We'll give away the stuff. I'm not going to make it any more difficult or anything.
Right.
They run off. A bike cop bikes right on by right after. We go up to him. Hey, man, we just got mugged. And he's like, wait here. We're like, no. The guys are down that way. He's like, wait right here. Very slow process. I mean, they were freaking out about all the protests and a bike cop.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha, yeah.
Anyway, interesting about that story is the next day, my friend writes this huge Facebook post about the experience, which I get. He was processing it in his own way. He wanted to kind of give people a warning shot, like be careful, even with people all around.
Heads up.
We got mugged,
PSA.
you know, heads up when you go to rallies and stuff. And I didn't feel that way. I was kind of like, almost, very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Could be a life or death circumstance, but I felt like I've been in that position before.
Yeah.
Like where I've just some severe accident that could have been worse and didn't. And I was like, why don't I feel that disturbed by it? Normally I learn a really valuable lesson when I get near death. Like, what's my lesson today?
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess if yesterday went wrong, if something went amiss, watch out. If something went amiss and a gun went off or someone got scared and fired, whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been my last day. If that was my last day and I was given this day, today, to do whatever I wanted with my last day on earth, what would I do?
Yeah.
And I got a yoga mat. I filled a thermos up with some seltzer.
Let's go.
And I went to the river in Austin, did yoga, and rapped all day.
Yeah.
Literally all day rapped. And that's when I remembered DragonWulf. I had like written it down.
Yeah.
There was this app where you could listen to beats. All of a sudden I'm rapping all day. And then I just kind of went with that mentality where I was like, all right, I'm going to do what I would do if it was my last day until it is, Like I'll ask myself that question, like, is this what I would want to spend my last day doing? And I was living like that for a while. And every day that I asked myself that, I just wanted to rap. I just wanted to make music. Even before I understood bars and structure and blah, 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 blah. I had done slam poetry. I loved rhyming. I loved performance. I loved everything about rap music that I listened to. Was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. It's just really fun, really healing to do.
Yeah, like 2 Chainz figured it out. I'll figure it out.
2 Chainz figured it out.
So many people have figured it out.
So then I became a rapper, and it was like this thing that freed me, actually. And I knew simultaneously in the back of my mind, like, pretty sure if I follow this thread, like if I pull on this thread, it's also going to make me a better actor.
Yeah.
Down the line if I decide to go back to acting.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be like unleashing of a creative flow that I've been suppressing for so long.
Which had become stagnant. Like, going back to where you're at with acting. And like this was like what you actually, when confronted with a near-death experience or like, a situation that could have gone, south and led to that. And that made you realize like, wow, like if my life was ending soon or today, like what would I actually want to do? And then you embrace like what that actually is, which in this case is music for you. And like, so you're actually inviting in like that freshness, that creative juice, like what you actually want to do. So yeah, it makes sense. That would transfer into all your creative endeavors. You know what I mean? It's almost like, cause like then you're in love with creativity again, right? This doesn't feel like work anymore.
Yeah. It was very similar to taking a stoke break and making sure the fire has enough logs, making sure I had enough water. If you're listening, are you in a safe space? Do you need food?
Are you in a safe space? Like when you call AAA, the first question they ask, are you in a safe place right now?
Exactly.
If you are.
Stoke breaks and AAA.
Yeah. If you're not to a safe place, get to a safe place.
And when we come back from the stoke break, you'll see a performance by the one and only JayBay.
And DragonWulf.
And DragonWulf. Oh. All right.
I'm moving a million miles a minute. The sky's the limit. Admitted I'm ill and ill intended to be million bills. Making money so real, you feel offended. Looking up at the hills and I stay ascending. Way more menace than Dennis. Your labels are chills, cause I've been blowing independent. No, I'm signing no deals until they 100 million spending. I'm attracted to thrills, and that's a very scary business. Filled with plenty of shills. Stay sitting pretty by swelling everyone but me. So I'm so far from finish, it's just the beginning. Every song I'm making a killing, which makes sense. Cause everyone knows money follows the villain. That's just a given, flowing and spitting like this. What it's like to truly be living. Lately loose and I live it. It's only homers I'm hitting. I'm Mookie Betts with the villains. When Douglas Gretzky with twinning. Run through these charts, take the ribbons. Already told you I'm in it. And from the east to the west, banging on my chest. Got my head up in the clouds cause I know that I'm blessed. Had my knees on the ground when I prayed for this. So now I'm handed the crown and I'm claiming this. You ain't never met nobody in a pocket like me. Listen, come alive even when I sleep. I'm lucid, bright kid, went to MIT. I'm ruthless with the pen, left no RIPs. Got heights to see, the highest peaks. Knowing those I can climb every time with these. I really got the kind of life you gotta see to believe. You try to do what I do, you a DIE. Yeah, they're telling me now I'm VIP. I said, say la vie, that ain't news to me. I knew who I be, I move prudently. Money flows, money talk, now they pay my fees.
So sick.
Money flows, money talk, now they pay my fees. And then you come in here. Hey Jay. Hey Jay.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Baby girl living large, but you fuck with a G. You can put it on the card, it ain't none to me. When you're working like a dog, you can cover the fee. I've been searching through the fog, brother, nothing is free. I remember days I was riding the bus, trying to find a little change just to find me some lunch. I go from grilling in a Shake Shack to chilling in a Maybach until we get the game back. This life is for us, like, hey. I was using pills for the yayo, now I'm getting bills from the seals on my face, so like, hey. I was getting pills on the table, now we in the hills trying to chill while we label, like, hey. Little homie got him a beamer, I got some charges on my record and they not misdemeanors. I'm independent, seeing visions like I talk to the Reaper. I try to meditate, it wasn't what I thought it was either, because I keep on falling deeper to the great beyond. Now I know I'm dropping heaters like it's Raytheon. God, I'm really looking scared because I stake it on. In fact, I know I cook it rare like filet mignon. Spiritually stack bodies till the break of dawn. And the way I leave piles, think I'm breaking lines. Think it's funny till I fuck around and date your mom. Man, I blew in the face like her name was Thrawn. You don't really wanna get it with JayBay in mind. Two kings, we've been living in a game of pawns. Couple megalodons in a lake with prawns. Clear castle to gravel like Genghis Khan. And I'm coming, they already looking weak cause I'm in for this. Some motherfucking legend on the beat. Bitch, I'm Metapist, I got them laminated to their seat. Cause I never miss. A lot of rap today is gluten free, but I'm repping this. Stop until I'm ill and aging cause I ain't stuck. Walls on this building are shaking as in a march to the way that my body used to tremble when I was going through withdrawals from the pills I was taking. Now I'm feeling amazing, I'm healing and changing. My skills have been raising, getting head, but I'm chilling and vaping. Oh yeah, I lied, but never giving the game back. Double cross what you get when two prophets are on the same track. Jay's back.
DragonWulf.
Jay's back.
DragonWulf.
Where you at?
DragonWulf.
Jay's back.
DragonWulf.
Jay's back.
DragonWulf.
Where you at?
DragonWulf.
Jay's back.
DragonWulf.
Jay's back.
Where you at?
I'm moving a million miles a minute, the sky's the limit. Sayonara.
Rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Hey, rolling, rolling, rolling.
Now I know y'all be loving this right here for the high end right here. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I could have.
So I think when we last spoke, before the Stoke, just a little example of what I can do.
After they saw you.
Yeah, I told you JayBay is just tip of the iceberg.
We were talking about how you really, for the first time in your life, started embracing music and pursuing it and getting in the studio and like actually creating songs. And that was at first all in the genre of rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, technically, yeah. Because I was just rapping. I wasn't trying to sing yet. But there was one day I went in the studio with a hook that was sung.
Yeah.
And I went in there and my throat closed up. I was so nervous. My heart was beating so fast. The engineer was like, hey, you good? I was like, what? He's like, I can hear your heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then I like got silent and I could hear my heartbeat too.
Man.
And I was like, damn.
In the studio, just from because it was beating so loud when you were in the vocal booth?
And I could hear it in my headphones.
Oh
Because
my
I was
God.
so, it was
like a
like,
metronome.
it was like my whole life, all the fear I had around singing all of a sudden met me when I was trying to record something for the first time. It was like I had rapped for a month or two, making a few other songs. And then I was like, okay, maybe all this, work in music and using my voice on, on a beat and whatever is leading me towards singing. And I got so nervous. And then anyway, I was like, let's just chill he was like, let's play music and chill. I was like, cool. I ordered food.
Yeah.
We hung out. I relaxed,
Yeah.
And then after about 40 minutes of just chilling, I was like, all right, let me try again. I went in there, I was able to like get it out and sing.
Yeah.
And then I heard it back, and I just was so unhappy with it. It was like, nah, I need to take vocal lessons.
Do you
like
remember
I
what kind
can't
of
do.
beat it was? Like what kind of song?
It was weird. It was kind of like I was gonna rap, and then the hook was gonna be very like almost like Frank Sinatra. Yeah, I love crooners.
Okay, yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Anka, Frank Sinatra, and
That's
it was
what I
like
imagined for some reason.
something like "Show you what it could feel like." Da, na, 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 like that. But you know, nervous and
Yeah.
like. You know, I had no idea what I was doing.
It was during COVID. There's a lot of like, it was just a
During
high
COVID,
anxiety
yeah.
time.
A lot of stress.
Yeah, it was a lot
and
going on that time.
so I remember going back in the next time, and he was like, "Hey man, I've been listening to that. I really like this hook. I think it's an interesting mix of two genres, and I think it works really well." I was like, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna work on that. Like I'm gonna do something else," because I got so nervous.
Yeah.
You know, I
with,
got so
with that kind of because of the singing.
because of the singing.
Yeah.
So I literally never even finished that song because I was so like thrown off by having to sing.
Yeah. And didn't that guy who was producing for you, didn't he really like that? And he was trying to encourage you to.
Yeah, he
to
kept
not-
asking every time I'd go in. He'd be like, "Are we ever gonna work on?
Yeah.
Give me that look." That's what it was
That's
called.
what he
Give me
liked,
that look.
yeah.
Na, 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 na. And he actually had a Grammy. He was the
And
mix.
he produced for who?
Yeah, he didn't produce. He was the engineer for The Weeknd's Starboy. So he had a Grammy for that. Most of that album was recorded by this guy, engineered by this guy. So
Yeah.
he had been around some like insane level music.
And that what he liked the best for me was that singing.
It was
song
the thing he kept
that you didn't want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And I was just experimenting at that time. Didn't really
Yeah.
have my feet under me, but it was so much fun.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like I was just getting the most life out of that and really happy. And I started to feel my general life free up. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
letting myself rap, and I barely know how to do that right now. I'm just learning.
Yeah.
But in that freedom, in that allowance, I just like became a different version of myself. It
Yeah.
like burned away parts of my ego, quite literally.
Do you
Like it was
feel-
like shedding an identity.
Do you feel like you became the truest version of yourself? Like that was another like a stage you like had to step into in your life to truly be happy and express yourself and like chase the things that were in your heart.
I think it was, a definite turning point. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, I've been trying to be an actor for this many years. I'm killing myself for it. And it's not working. I'm not happy. Is it, you know, and they say that like, oh, you have to like eat shit for a decade and then your acting takes off and then it's worth it. And I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. I had that whole
Yeah,
gunpoint
a whole
situation
decade
happen. I was like,
eating
I don't
shit.
want to wait that long to be happy. If I died tomorrow, then I would be so miserable that I didn't just do what I was inspired to do.
Right. Yeah. It's like acting represented this like potentially this like long stretch of like grinding and like not fun, not doing what you love.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, it's like, oh, like what am I even doing with my life? Do I want to do that? Like, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, and acting at first felt like what music started to feel like.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, I used to feel like this about acting.
Yeah.
And I don't anymore, but I do feel like this about music. And there wasn't any like, I didn't have a high school party where people were like, oh shit, to any
Yeah.
bars I'd land or anything like that. It was
yeah.
such a personal COVID, like intimate experience.
Yeah.
And it was for fun at first, it was for me at first. And then I showed a friend, and that friend was like, hey man, like, I think I should tell you that like, it might be unrealistic to go into music. It's a very difficult business. I think you're more talented as an actor and you'll be a great actor and you should focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa. He was like, I just don't think you'll be successful in music. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. I hear that this is coming from a place of wanting to protect me.
Yeah.
But if I'm telling you that to me now, me as I am right now, success to me, all that means is to be happy with how I live my days.
Yeah.
Like to feel happy.
Actually loving the process of creating what you're doing.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
a day-to-day basis, not just like some abstract goal, like, oh, this will be cool
Yeah.
like in 10 years because I'll cross
Right.
some line. you know?
Right, exactly. And even with that explanation, he was pretty hard pressed. I was like, all right, then I won't share my music with this person anymore.
Yeah.
But I am going to still keep making music because this makes me happy.
Yeah.
And if that's success to me, then I have to follow this, right? Like I
Yeah.
want to feel this way.
Right. Like, yeah, like regardless of the outcome or
Mm-hmm.
how it will be perceived, right? Because I think like that's where he was coming from, or that's where his
Exactly.
worry was coming from. Is like, what are people going to think? Where's this going to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but he was missing the point that you were doing it
Yeah.
because you loved it, you know? It's like, it's like that question. I always thought like this was like such a great, like probing question. Like if you could do anything and you knew it would be a success, what would you do?
Right.
And so it's like whatever comes to your mind is like, it's like an interesting fact about your brain, whatever that is for you. Like if you knew you were going to be a success at it, like would you be like a stand-up comedian, or like would you be a singer, would you be an artist, or whatever your thing is. And then so to like live a life where you're actually considering that and being like, oh, like if I knew, like then you pick what you love, right? So then like you're just living your life like that, like it would be this, because this is what I love the most, and so you're doing that, and then so some people in your life are missing that point. And
even if it wasn't forever, I didn't know it would be forever.
I did.
You knew.
Yeah, I
it
could tell.
would be forever for me.
I could tell, dude. I could tell.
Maybe, I don't know, but
yeah.
I truly was like, I thought acting would be forever, and now here I am at the end of that rope.
At that point,
when I started making music, and I thought, you know what? I'll do music as long as that feels good. If it continues feeling good, I'll keep doing it. If it burns out like acting did, then I'll move on to what the next thing should be for me. It felt almost like acting led me to it.
Yeah.
It was like, all this acting stuff, which also pulls on your, deepest fears and gets you out of your box, and you have to be comfortable in certain circumstances or playing certain roles and characters or certain situations. Like you could play a character who's being completely demoralized, and it's demoralizing in many ways to the ego to even play that character, and you gotta abating the ego. This is a really great character, it's a really great scene, this isn't real life, this is a role, so it's not me being demoralized. Right.
You gotta do it for the sake of the sake of the project.
And so acting works through a lot of things for you, and it almost felt like maybe all these things that got worked through were unleashing and unlocking the parts of me that really wanted to come through, which was a musicality, or even being a writer, right? Just making songs, all of a sudden you're writing all the time. Because I had directed at this point as well.
Right.
I had just that's when Pepito,
you had a lot of momentum.
I was doing a lot of other things
in the film world.
And the short film I had just directed, Pepito, was a 15-minute short, got licensed to HBO and put on HBO's platform right when the pandemic was starting. So it was like during that time, all of a sudden, I'm getting meetings as a director. I have representation as an actor, all these other things.
Yeah, like you could, like if you wanted to, you could have like pushed that path. And
exactly,
like,
and I was being pushed towards that.
People wanted to give you opportunities.
They were like, forward. "Oh, write a movie." Actually, the first time I tried to sit down and write a movie, because I was like, "Yeah, maybe you're right," blah blah blah. I ended up just writing more rap, and I was like, "Actually, I can't. Who am I to deny all this? Like, who am I to stop this from coming through?" Clearly, it's like
that's what I want to do.
It makes me feel the best, most alive, and it's just evolved since. I love music.
So so you first start making music during, I think, when you're in Austin. During that's like 2020 COVID, like
2020 COVID,
during the first lockdowns, which it was cool because you came back. You had moved away from Austin for a while, so like I was stoked that you were coming back, even though we had to have like these social distance hangs in the backyard of the place I was at the time. But you record, a cornucopia of songs, a constellation of musical ballads, and it was very, very fun. It was really cool to see, and it was cool to see how fast you progressed. But and it's like, what came after that? I remember I have this like whole era where I think of like the first songs you ever made, like Ella Ola Alla, and but then like you got into like I think other work when you got back to LA. What was the first stuff you started working on after that?
The first thing I made after that first EP I made.
Perfect?
You're Perfect in Every Way.
Okay.
I was in a very spiritual time of my life where I was finally adopting like practices of self-love and adjusting self-talk and affirmations and therapy and a lot of things that changed how I viewed myself, how I viewed the world, how I considered others' opinions, and it also changed the way I saw other people view themselves. It was like, I was just trapped in this self-loathing, self-deprecating mindset for so many years that now that I'm coming out of it and developing an awareness of this and consciously rewiring that, I'm witnessing when someone else is still doing that unconsciously. And there was a period in my life when I had heard or been with a girl and she had certain experiences, and I wished I could tell her everything that I say in that song, You're perfect in every way. And it also reminded me of like my sister and my mother and me wanting them to feel like they're whole and loved and to know that they're, you know, perfect as they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And perfections and imperfections. You just are as you are. You're perfect right now. And if you want to change things about yourself, that's great. That's a perfect notion. You know, like you are whole. You are loved. You are enough. And that's when that song came out. It came out like I couldn't sleep one night. Or like I was tossing and turning in the middle of the night. I wake up and I just have it on the top of my mind in the middle of sleeping, basically. And I turn over, I do a voice memo, and I record like the 2 verses straight as one long thing.
Yeah.
And then I had the You're perfect in every way, like it's a very simple hook, just showed up while I was recording in the studio. And,
and I always thought that was about me, but you're saying it's actually this whole time. Okay, it's awkward just like realize that now, but David, cut this part out.
So,
okay.
So then I ended up spending all the money I had to shoot a music video for it in the backyard of a buddy's place, and I don't know, something just...
that was actually a really cool music video, and that wasn't
you.
when you were here back in LA.
I was back in LA. I had basically been no longer identifying as an actor, and like told my manager and agent like, hey, I'm not acting anymore. Like if you want to drop me or need to, that's fine. Like don't worry about it. If I ever come back, I'll reach out to you guys. And my manager, John Tynan, he's like a brother to me.
Love John. Shout out John. He was like, I got you, man. Anything you need to do to like keep your peace and be happy, I support as a friend and as a brother. I think I'm going to still try to pitch you as an actor. And if you don't want to do the auditions, you don't have to. Yeah. You know, only do what resonates with you. I was like, thank you, man. And so there was a unique freedom in that as well, a privilege in that, you know, because it never really was gone, even though I personally was done pursuing it. Definitely wasn't doing any classes or anything anymore. Yeah. And then I make that song, and it felt like, I was like, oh, cool. You get to do a little bit more creative direction as well. You're telling a story in a video, and sort of like a film. Even that video came to me. I took a nap on the beach, saw the whole music video. It was like 5 or 6 shots. But I saw the narrative through line, the match cut, everything was like awesome. Hit up a buddy, was like, hey, will you help me co-direct this? I'm going to perform it. And we shot it, and it was out within a couple weeks. And it kind of marked like, okay, I'm making music, like, and I want to make art through music, through videos, through anything. And then I stuck with it, and we're in a very different place now. Starting off with a beautiful message, like perfect in every way. Yeah, it's a really interesting song. Yeah, it's a very unique song. Yeah, it's I feel like I almost like look at that as like kind of like the first song you make that like I put in like the discography of like the kind of like you when you matured as an artist. Yeah. You know, I felt like the songs that you put out before that's almost like you're in your training session. You're like, how does this work? How's this? You know what I mean? Because like the first stuff you ever did, and then perfect in every way kind of marked. So I remember like when you sent me like snippets of like how the chorus was sounding in the studio and just like how cool that felt. Yeah, and then you progress from there. Yeah, and kind of this time with the acting where John's like, I'm just going to submit you anyway. Yeah. But, you know, mentally, you were kind of like, all right, well, I'm just making music now. Yeah. So, like, what came after that musically and with the acting?
Actually, after that, it was like interesting thing about the music is sometimes something will come out and it's like just trying to make me conscious of something inside of my brain. And I'm like, oh, like it's almost bringing an awareness to my own inner thoughts that I'm not paying attention to, you know, like this inner expression, this dark side, this shadow side that I can't directly access, but somehow through music becomes accessible. The next song I wrote was called I'm Tired, which is like a very heavy song. I was like in a very dark, I was like in a very depressed place. I was sort of coming to terms with the fact that like, okay, I'm not an actor now. The blindfold of like the grind is off. Let me look around and take stock. I'm in a lot of
how do I feel?
I'm in a lot of debt. Yeah. My family's not doing great financially, and things are getting harder and harder. I'm stressed. I was constantly getting bill collector calls, so I had my phone blowing up, and before I really just committed to do not disturb. And
they leave the robot voicemails.
Oh my God, it was so much. And
it's like, at least call me with a person.
And I was committed not to teaching tennis anymore because that was also draining my joy.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting confluence of like, I no longer am going to commit to things that do not bring me joy, but also I need to make money.
Yeah.
And then this song sort of just came out of like a frustration with wanting to even do more, but being tired from the stress, tired from the circumstance, tired from the reality I found myself in.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like where you're out of gas.
Yeah.
And like you don't see an end in sight, it's just kind of like, what? Like, is this my life? Like, I don't feel like I have the energy to keep doing this forever. And like, you know what I mean? Like, how did I get here? How do I get out of this? I feel stuck.
I felt like I was in rock bottom, and I made the song, and I didn't have much money. I had like, it's a funny story. I had like $80, like $79 or something in my bank account total.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to make a video for this, and I had an idea for what shots, and we'd go steal some on the metro. And I hit up David, actually, our technical producer and director of operations.
What a guy.
And technology. And I asked him if he'd be down to shoot a video. But I was like, I can't pay. Like, I don't have the money to pay. He was like, no worries, man. I own the camera. Like, we'll just go around and shoot.
Yeah.
Asked the same buddy who did the first video to co-direct.
Yeah.
And we did that. We ran around for like 5 hours and got all these shots and made a little video for that song. And then I had promised them all a meal. And I was like, all right.
That's compensation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I got to order them the Shake Shack. And I'm going to order the Shake Shack. And as I'm putting everyone's meal, Coke, fries, double cheese, I'm like, oh my God, it's getting frighteningly close to the amount I have in my bank account. And I was like, God, please have enough to buy these guys a meal and myself, because if I don't eat and I'm in front of them, it's going to be awkward. So they're going to be like, why aren't you eating? I'm not hungry, dude. I just worked 6 hours today with you and rap nonstop.
when I'm in the flow state, dude, it's
I'm in this place, dude.
I haven't eaten like for
I've been hungry for 72 hours. It went away, dude. Like, I'm tired of being hungry.
I don't even know how you guys could eat, dude.
I'm too tired to be hungry.
Dude, I'm just flying high, dude. That's crazy. You guys can even eat.
It's weird. And anyway, so then I'm doing it all, and then as I add my order, like frighteningly, boom, there's like, it's like 78.42 and I have like 79 and I'm like, oh, or maybe it was 69 and I'm like, oh my God, thank you, internally, but I'm just playing it cool with the guys around actually we were around a little fire. I had a little like propane
when you came back with a
cute little fire thing on my balcony, and we all got Shake Shack, and it was this like victory in my mind, like, okay, made it through another day. And as we shot that video and we were editing it, I'll never forget, we were here at David's place. I was looking at it and listening to the lyrics almost for the first time. It was almost like seeing it in video form informed to me. Oh, this is where my subconscious and unconscious mind was what I repeat to myself. This is how I feel, and this is
the lyrics of that song.
The lyrics of I'm tired.
I'm tired.
And I had just started. I'm tired of stressing. I had just started learning about mindset training and adopting, like a mindset of abundance and wealth and health and having enough and being worthy. I was now moving into like a worthiness aspect of my life and that work. And so watching that, I was like, oh, I need to like figure out how to reprogram my mind deeper to where the natural thing that comes out of me when I make music is something more positive, is something that is, more what I'd like reflected in my life. And I went like 6 months straight with affirmations and
I remember that
like
time,
all this stuff and practices of developing your wealth mindset. And one of the things is you go tour a place that you would get if you had unlimited finances. So I went and toured this like 2-bedroom, 2-bath in this fancy luxury apartment complex tower, and was like, all right, cool. Like if it really works the way these people who are, Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn, Bob Proctor, Abraham Hicks, if the way all these metaphysical teachers are saying, and you could rewire your brain like this, Earl Nightingale, whatever, then this is where I'd live. I'd want to live up here in this tower and have like a penthouse and da-da-da-da-da. So I went and toured it. No money in my bank account. I went and toured it. And
just to see what it's like.
Just to
embody
that. To embody that. And then, and then the music I started making from that point on was a lot more confident, a lot more claiming of what I felt I could arrive at and the potential I had.
Yeah.
It was like an empowering experience. And that's sort of where the rest of the music went. And then it just evolved from there.
Yeah, and like your music did change, like the subject matter of it, you know, because like Tired is actually it stands out, you know, from what you made during that time, like what you transitioned into making, because it went from. It's almost like it was a purge, you know, you had to like get it out of you, right? Like that was like the representative of like the most frustrating time during like the artist grind of coming to LA, you know, and like, you know, risking it all on yourself and like feeling that frustration of like, oh, like bills are just stacking up and stuff. But then you have this spiritual or psychological evolution, you know, toward having this like radiant, abundantly positive mindset, which is like one of the most distinguishing things I think about you now, you know. And I remember like especially at that time, like it was just like so like you would not let any negativity like enter your sphere. I remember like dude, I remember when you got COVID and I was in Austin, like it was like the first time we talked on the phone, and like something I was just like driving and I just like so we were like just describing like, you know, like what it was like to have it, and like I said like I was like, oh man, poor, like you poor thing, and like you're like, hey brother, I appreciate that, but don't ever refer to me as a poor thing, dude. Don't refer to me as a poor thing.
I was that dedicated to it.
Yeah, you were like so disciplined.
Yeah, like I don't want anyone to see me as you poor thing.
Yeah, like don't put me in that lens. Yeah. And
like,
I never called you that again. Yeah,
I'm good,
I don't
man.
need that. Yeah.
When you think of me healthy.
Think of me healthy.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Think of the
thing
comeback, dude.
Think of the other side. Dude.
See me in the future,
Gotta
dude.
help me out.
Yeah. And so you kind of and it worked, right?
It worked,
because
yeah.
then like, you know, that led to a period in your life where I think like what started happening with like the acting and the music, that like the catalog at that time was so good. It was like what's some of the songs you started coming out
What
with?
Do
like,
I Want was next, which was like funny because it came out like a freestyle.
Yeah.
And it's literally a laundry list of just like, I want this, I want that. I was just kind of like rolling with it.
Yeah.
And it was one of the things you're supposed to do is unapologetically list what you want and not be shy and not be like, I shouldn't want that. That's bad. Or I shouldn't want that. That's greedy. It's like, no. Get it out.
Yeah.
See what you want. You'll eventually come to the real root cause of what the things you want represent.
Yeah.
But if you lie to yourself about what you want, you can never get to the real necessity that you have.
Right.
That's not being fulfilled at the moment.
Yeah.
So then this song, What Do I Want, shows up. They're simple, man. And it's this like energized, I'm going to take over. I'm going to take what's mine. I am who I feel that I can be already in this moment.
Right. I feel like that's a very milestone song.
It's a very milestone song. And the music video, which David also Steadicam ops for and shot.
Crazy, dude. I remember when I showed it to my brother, like I didn't even like know like if he would like you know like respond, but then like when we talked a few days later, he was like, dude, I can't like stop listening to that song. You know, like when I sent him the music video, it was just like it was crazy to see like how well you embodied, you know, that identity. Like it was just like you were so convincing in it, you know, and it made you just like love the song even more. And I feel like that was a you know, like me, like in like my early rap battles and like seeing like an audience react and like, oh shit, I think I might have something here. I think like with that like song, with that music video, it was like people who saw that, it was like, oh shit, like, I think he has something here.
Yeah, like I think he's really doing this.
He puts his mind to it. He can do it.
You can lock in. Yeah, someone said to me when they saw the video, Matt Rogers was like, you know, a lot of people rap. A lot of people like, and they can rap and they're pretty good. Yeah. But then you see them in a video and you're like, they don't really have the energy. Yeah. It doesn't really match their rap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like it's off, a little off beat.
It's a little off, like something about their physicality doesn't really match.
Yeah, we've seen music videos.
We've seen that.
Like,
We've seen that. Right. And doesn't make the rap any less impressive, but it's not like this cohesive image and feeling that you connect to.
Yeah, almost like you like imagined like they would like be performing it differently. Because like you almost like felt it was like so cool, like the way it hit your ear. They'd be like putting like more like oomph into it. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess like they don't feel their own shit that way,
exactly,
or just not how they want to portray themselves.
Or they don't feel that connected to it, or it's not you know, it's maybe they're shy in this way, but not in the expressive rapping way. And
just like being on set, you're just like surrounded by people and stuff. It's just like a little in their head or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it's this boxing themed music video, and by the
What do I want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
And by the end of the song, it's almost like he's rapping from a place, he being the character that it feels like this narrative tells, DragonWulf.
DragonWulf.
Where if he wins this big fight, then he becomes this like famous, successful, like photo shoot, different fashion style. Like this is the life.
Yeah, that's the energy of the boxer.
That's the
in music
energy
video.
that the boxer's fighting for.
Yeah.
And it was so similar to me in my
Gotcha.
life. I was almost like fighting to embody
Yeah, for what you
this,
wanted.
yeah, this lifestyle that I felt was meant for me.
Yeah.
And then started to believe, right?
Yeah.
Started to really go, actually, no, I'm certain of that. And even though other people may look at the circumstances of my life and be like, well, nothing's really pointing to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. That came out. That song came out.
Yeah.
And I remember that. And it was still what a shift in mentality, because that was still in a time where, like, you know, it seems like things weren't like locking the way you had predicted when you first came out to LA. Like, oh, I want this to lock into
Totally
place
not.
and like to climb this staircase of success with the acting. And so that had led to a time like that compelled you to write Tired. But just through that spiritual shift we talked about, that you know, your relentless insistence on being positive. Now you're coming out with songs like What Do I Want, having that attitude toward what you want to conjure, what you want to summon from the world. But at the same time, kind of a vulnerable thing to do without really having achieved the things that you're talking about wanting in the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're telling the world that, like, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I remember you've told this to me at one point. You're like so if I don't get it, it's kind of like, you know, it's like, yeah, I just said I wanted all that stuff. I gotta at least get some of it. You know what I mean?
Remember that song I made? Yeah, that's why I work really hard, dude. Because if I don't come through on the things I said I was gonna have, brother, it's gonna look bad on me, man. It's gonna look bad.
That's a great motivational tool, dude, for anybody can use.
Yeah,
It's just
put yourself on the line.
Yeah,
there.
create a song about all the things you want. You know what I mean? And then like let everyone hear your dreams and chase that.
Well, interestingly enough, on a real note, in this shift in mindset,
Yeah.
one of the speakers that I like, Neville Goddard, says you don't have to tell anybody
Yeah.
what you are imagining for yourself.
That's true. Yeah.
You can do this yourself, but if you are unafraid and believe that you can have faith to the unforeseen circumstance enough,
Yeah.
then telling people before it happens
Yeah.
can serve as proof
Yeah.
of the power, of the concept, of the practice,
Yeah.
of embodying this higher version of yourself.
Like
and
that
I remember,
confident about it.
yeah, and I remember thinking, you know what? I think this works. I was buying it. My life was starting to shift based on this mindset shifting. And I was like, this works, and I'm going to put out this song. And so when it eventually is reflected in my life,
Yeah.
and the things I'm rapping about happening in this song
Yeah.
are appearing and other people can see them,
Yeah.
they'll go, wait a minute. He was saying that when he was still broke,
Yeah.
when his dad
yeah.
still lived on his couch,
Yeah.
when he ain't had anything popping, like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that would serve as an interesting before and after.
It's almost like a prophecy.
Like a prophecy, yeah. And then here we are.
And here we are now.
And here we are, you know. Here I am
Yeah.
in many of having experienced many, if not most, of the things that I rapped about,
Yeah.
and then became pretty dedicated to rapping like more positive and like empowering, and felt like, oh, maybe that's also like a good thing to put into the world. It's just like the way I'm pumping myself up, trying to motivate myself, keep my mindset up.
Yeah.
Someone will listen to it and they'll need that exact thing, and it'll bring them to that place mentally.
Yeah.
Because the things you hear it all the time, the things we digest, the things we listen to first thing in the morning and last thing before bed are the most impactful, and they seep into our unconscious and subconscious minds. The way we speak to ourselves, the way we allow other people to speak to us. If someone said, "Oh, you poor thing," I'm like, I appreciate the sentiment. I don't identify at all as poor. You know, I'm really rich.
You better save that pity for someone else. Oh, you rich thing.
Yeah.
Let's start saying that if you're ever sick again, dude. That's all.
You wealthy rich thing.
You rich thing. You little rich devil,
Sounds
dude.
like
you little
rich bastard.
thing, dude. Something to get well card.
That's a good one to add on the card, dude.
Cross out get. Just right. Stay. Keep saying. You're already well, dude.
But yeah, and it changed my whole life. And so then even the idea of people having originally been like, don't do music. Yet
Yeah.
music leading me down this path.
Yeah.
Elucidating to me
Yeah.
parts of my subconscious that needed healing, that needed rewiring and working. That then allowed me to adopt the different mindset and call into my life,
Yeah.
an entirely different experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, music in many ways changed the entire trajectory of my life, saved my life. The way it was going was downhill, it felt like. So it completely, helped me rise.
You kind of like you built your own momentum.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, and I think like that's like there's a lot of occupations like that where there's kind of, and like I think like acting in certain regards can be one of those where it's like there's like a gatekeeper, like you have to
Absolutely.
wait for someone to like tell you it's time, or like you can like move up, or like, so I feel like a lot of people can probably relate to that feeling even outside like the entertainment world, just in like corporate, like normal like office jobs and stuff. So you created your own momentum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, okay, like that's not like whatever. Like I feel like stuck doing that. So I'm like, do my own thing. And like that started getting up its own momentum and like became a life of its own. And it's like, you're like, okay, now I'm like thriving again. Yeah. Now I'm doing what I came to LA to do. Yeah. Which is just to excel creatively and like live my dreams. And like, there you were.
It broke open the artistic path I saw for myself too. I had obviously been acting. I had done writing and slam poetry. Yeah. I directed. And then all of a sudden this music thing, which was like my truest dream. Yeah. Right? The deepest down thing that I feared the most. When there's that saying, like, behind the thing you fear most is your destiny, or something like that.
I think Will Smith said that.
And all of a sudden I'm doing music, and it unlocked the rest of my life that was stagnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely changed my life, changed the friends I kept. Yeah. It was like, if people had judgments about me making music, I was like, to me, I saw it like painting. If I started painting in my free time, and I would hang up the paintings, people would be like, why are you hanging up these paintings? You're not a painter? Yeah. Or I don't like this painting. I'm like, what, dude? I paint because it feels good to paint, and then I like this thing. I painted this thing. I threw it up there.
I like this,
I like this. Every painting gets a little better. It's not a big deal. I'm just painting. And it felt like that with music. Like, I'm just trying stuff out creatively. Like, if you don't like it, whatever. If you do like it, awesome. Like, it's just
a weird energy to have. I don't know. I think it just kind of like, it elucidates what you value. You know what I mean? Because I think like you would want for people you love to just enjoy life to the fullest, like whatever that means, like, of course, like, if you see, like, you feel like someone's making like a bad life move or whatever, you like feel the compulsion to jump in. But I think you would only feel that compulsion if you didn't value how much joy the activity brought them, even if it just like started as like a hobby that like you have to like learn the ropes of. But like there's so much there's so much like depth in that and just enjoying that, right? So it's almost like that's the only thing on the list to check of whether you should do it. 'Cause, I mean, especially like when you're young and stuff, and like, you know what I mean? Like, not married, don't have kids. It's like, when else would you? So like, if you don't think like someone who has like a genuine life passion to do something like that should pursue it because of like you're afraid like vicariously of like what it's like gonna look like or something to other people. It's like so you like transitioned away from.
Yeah, it changed a lot of who I kept in my like circle of people that I would share life with and share my art with. Because when I first started sharing acting and poetry, everybody was like, wow, oh, this is great, oh, this is cool, this is great. I started sharing music, and it kind of just delineated. It was like, these people were like, oh, this is fascinating, this is interesting, oh, I love this part, I love that. And then this group of people were like, oh yeah, like, oh, cool, like it's just a different energy. And it made me like take a better look at the people and be like, actually, these people are like, they're telling me they really wish they did this one thing and they don't let themselves do it.
Yeah, right.
And these people here, they're more often following the things they love without worrying about anybody else's opinions. Yeah. So I would rather share with artists who are also artists for the sake of the enjoyment, and not artists who are, repressing themselves, and in no judgmental way, because I was doing that for years. Yeah. But just it delineated, who I now got along better with. Right. Were people who were more open and receptive to the exploration as an artist, Right,
people who are moving that direction.
Exactly. And these people often would say like, oh, interesting, like, has this changed? I had people ask me, did this change the way you feel about acting? And I'm like, yeah, actually, I feel better as an actor.
Yeah.
I'm not really pursuing it right now, but I actually feel more unlocked. I feel now I take roles.
Yeah.
Actually, now I just take auditions.
Yeah.
I only audition for something.
Yeah.
If when I read it, it almost feels like what it feels like when a verse clicks or when a hook catches. And I'm like, oh, I just caught the hook. I just
Yeah.
figured it out. I know the hook.
Yeah.
It's this, or I know the line. It's this. If the scene doesn't feel like that,
Yeah.
I don't even audition.
Yeah.
I don't even bother.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's like now acting didn't have a monopoly on your creative expression,
Exactly.
right? So it didn't have like a chokehold on you. It was like either like you have to like take what you get no matter what. Because now you're like, oh, I can just do music. So
Yeah, like
You know what I
I'm
mean?
free.
I can wait for the right projects.
Exactly.
So it's not stressful anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the right projects came along. And I've only done 3 projects since I started making music, but they've
Yeah.
been 3 of my favorite projects of all time. They've been
Yeah.
very impactful and like very big leaps in that industry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why the transition you made to, you know, the things you wanted to manifest and like being so focused on what you did want to have in your life and just being so disciplined, you know, and calling those things into fruition, because like it was a relatively short period of time when you started to adopt those practices and like lean in toward positivity as strongly as you could, that you made those quantum leaps forward, you know, like in not only in music but in your acting career. And it was like, oh shit. And it was like, because also those were the things that you were rapping about.
Yeah.
You know, like we were talking about like the almost like predictions you were making in What Do I Want? And like now it's like all that was actually starting to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And then so now, the acting has been going great. And then also you have continued to make rap music, but also you transitioned into some other types of songs.
Yeah.
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 You know what song I was thinking about today? Maybe this is jumping too far ahead so we can go back, but I was just thinking about Howlin'.
Yep.
And how cool that was. And like the reason Howlin' is a great song. And Howlin's out, right?
Howlin's out. It's on the EP At Long Last Alexei. It's like a purple cover.
It's so good.
Thank you.
It's so amazing. I remember listening to that. I guess like it's been around for a while. Like back in your Santa Monica apartment. We were like playing with a lightsaber, like with like the lights off, and like this was it's so sick. And
I forgot about that.
I was thinking about it because I think, is that the first time you kind of did like this signature singing tone that you hit? This kind of like this like high pitch and like that voice you do. Is that the first time you like recorded a song doing that?
Yeah, actually, I had never tried singing again. Except You're Perfect in Every Way. I kind of sing, but I was like, all right, that's enough, you know? You know, and I would just dabble back and forth. And then At Long Last Alexei was the EP. And Alexei is my middle name. Eman Alexei Esfandi. Yeah. And it felt like, for whatever reason, Alexei in me was the singer. Like, Alexei does the singing. Yeah. So on that EP, I have a song, Angel, which I sing the hook of. You remind me of an angel I met when I was young and less. And then I have the indie rock song at the end. I'd love to
that song's crazy too.
Yeah.
What's that one called again?
I'd love to love you.
Just say that.
Simple man. I'm a simple man.
What's it called?
I love to love you.
That song is I think one of my favorites of yours. That song is also so good. And like, yeah, so it's actually like, it's a crazy, like if you listen to the music you're making, like the rap songs we just discussed,
right,
and what that sounded like sonically to A Long Last Alexei, it is such like a polarized contrast in, you know, how it sounds and like the kind of music that it is, you know? And so why did you start, you know, you were just dipping your toes in before, but why did you start like going full steam ahead? And cause you I think like as a singer, like talent-wise, you had come so far from like that time back in Austin when you first like, you know, sang in front of me on the roof to Howlin', you know, and like the work you've been doing recently. So it was like, was it just like the evolution of your singing skills where you felt like you were ready, or like what was that transition like? Because that's always been a part of you, going back to your original motivations to make music, like those romantic type songs, right? So now this is you doing that. So it's not like this came out of nowhere. So like, why then?
Yeah, I think that is a part of it. I had been rapping for a year, 2 years by that point. 3 years maybe. And all that rapping and using my voice in musical ways and trying different sounds and, you know. it just sort of slowly started to unravel. I slowly wanted to sing more and more. And while I was in the booth, I would freestyle singing.
Just getting more comfortable with experimenting.
Yeah, I was just more comfortable using my voice as an instrument.
Yeah.
And then I think I wrote, what's that song? The more that I love you, the more that it pushes you away. I forget what that's called. My own song. The more that I love you. Yeah. What's? Is that Howling?
Yeah, I think that's Howling.
Sorry.
That's like first jumped in my mind. But I thought like, oh, you would know.
That's Howling. So that one came up. I was like kind of going through a little bit of a heartache, and I'm like in London. I gave myself a trip to London. One for research purposes for a role. I was going to the Natural History Museum, and also just to like celebrate having finished season 1 of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And was like, wow, I just did the biggest project of my life. Yeah. I just did all my fight scenes. I'm a Jedi. I'm in Star Wars. This is the biggest thing in my life. So I took a trip to celebrate. And I was still in this heartache though. And during that whole trip, I couldn't really celebrate because I kept thinking about this thing. Yeah. And then one night before bed, it just showed up. Like I was trying to listen to beats and it showed up and I started singing it. Yeah. And I was so heartbroken. I didn't even feel like, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to sing this. Yeah. And then it turned into something in the studio when I tried it and was like, you know what? At this point, I'd gotten to the phase where I was like, I'm not going to deny the ideas. I'm gonna trust the ideas, whether they are meant for something now or they're leading me to something later. I'm going to honor them and give them life and then just keep moving, And Howlin' showed up and that was kind of the beginning of realizing, I think I could make a bunch of songs about love and this relationship. And at long last, Alexei in total actually is all about this relationship. Angel being about the moment I met someone and feeling like, I remember this feeling. This is the feeling of love. This is the feeling of falling in love and feeling like this person's perfect, but I don't feel like I'm maybe ready for it. Yeah. And then the moment being the one where I'm like speaking French, is about the back and forth of two people who are friends and lovers, but they're not trying to accept the fact they're lovers because they don't want to complicate it, and that back and forth. And then the interlude where we finally dive into it, the romantic interlude where I do that like, I've been wondering if you might find. It's like that slow-mo, jazzy one. That
song is also one of my
which was
favorites.
a freestyle.
Yeah, chopped and screwed.
We chopped and screwed it. And then,
shout out Chris, right?
And then Howlin' shows up, which is like the heartbreak part of it, where it's the more that I love you, the more that it pushes me.
Fun.
The more that I love you, the more that it pushes you away. Yeah. And it was this feeling of like, the more I finally decide, okay, I want this and I want to do this, it pushes you from me. Yeah. And then, so Howlin' was the first one I wrote.
You had a really cool experience too recording Howlin', right? Because it kind of was like one of those like whim takes, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're just like, like, all right, I guess I'll just get in. And because you said like in London, you're just in an Airbnb by yourself, just like, just recording this into your phone as on like a voice note. And then so now you're in the studio and like there's like an audience, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, now get in the studio and like it's your turn to sing this song. That was like the first time you're like letting yourself like, wail like that and like just go as high as you can and fucking like lean all the way into it.
Thank you for reminding me. I had the voice memo. Couple friends in the studio, few friends in the studio, including Chris McMasters, our go-to engineer. Shout out Chris. And I had recorded something else. I think I was recording The Moment or something else that was more rap.
It
was easier to do.
Like
and then the girl I was hanging out with prior in that day, she said, what are you going to record? I showed her the one. I said, and there's this other one I might experiment with. And she heard it and she was like, that's really cool. Like, I want to hear that recorded. Yeah. And then when I finished the other thing, she was like, you should do it. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah. That song. And I was like, oh my God, my throat's going to close up and I'm supposed to sing in front of all these ladies, and friends and
ladies and friends.
Ladies and friends. Yeah. And I was so nervous, but then I went in, I said, you know what do I have to lose actually? Yeah. It's not like I'm going around being like, I'm a world famous singer and so you should expect greatness from my singing right now.
I had that expectation, but I wasn't there, so you don't have to worry about that.
I appreciate that. And so I went in, I sang it, kind of like, all right, I'm just going to try it. I did a whole take. And then stop. I'm like, let's listen back. I didn't even look up yet. Yeah. And we're all listening back, and I'm just kind of listening, and I'm like, oh, this is sounding really good. And then I look out and they're all like on the other side of the booth, like,
Yeah.
like, this is sick. This is sick.
People love it when the friend does get in the vocal
They were
booth.
loving it. They were loving it. And I was like, okay, this is worth pursuing.
Yeah. It's like an electric, like kind of like, you know what I mean? Like I just like did that and like got this like reaction from this. Like,
Sorry, I got to take listeners, I got to take my own little stoke break. I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Got you. I feel you. All right. We'll be right back, keepers.
And we're back, and we're live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Keepers of the Fire,
Welcome
everybody.
back. We had a good stoke break, and I think we're better off for it.
We are. Molly's joining us now, doing very up close and personal security for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. She's perfect.
Before I had to run to the restroom, I was just finishing up the point that, Howlin' does mark sort of like that first expansion of, okay, I'm singing now, and about romance and love, like I always dreamed of.
Actually like explore that part of yourself that you'd always wanted to.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then so that kind of like cracked the lid. And then was the next time you did that on Midnight Crew?
It was.
Were you saying like that?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Right. So you were kind of in that headspace. You had made Howlin'. I had made like the chorus and the first verse of a song that was about an experience we had together. So like naturally I was going to invite you to do the second verse. And so like I just showed you my part, and then the instrumental played like it was, it was blank where your part would go. And like you were just kind of freestyling. You would like start with like a little bit of rap kind of, but then it would like transition into like that type of like howling singing.
Yeah.
You had done. And like it felt so good every time. You know, we're like, and we like remember like little lines, like we're in the studio, like riff on that, you know?
Yeah.
And it came out like that in the studio. It was just like the whole thing was singing like that. And it was just like so it was so electric, you know, but also there wasn't really like a context for you as an artist. It was still kind of like a new thing, you know? It was like, it was a very like, interesting feature, you know, because I was like had just like barely sang on mine.
Right.
But now like you've been making a lot of songs like that. So now contextually it kind of like, it's like, oh, that's sick. That's like got like an Alexei feature.
Yeah, kind of. You know, that definitely is more an Alexei feature.
Yeah.
Alexei being sort of the spin-off of DragonWulf, who tends to be more of a singer.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like the kind of like the backbone style, at least in terms of like the quality of the singing with the new cyberpunk stuff, like your most recent cutting edge
for sure
songs you've been working on. It's like it's that type of like high pitch, you know, singing, which is kind of like almost this space this whole other realm as an artist that you're defining for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like the most recent version of it, which I love.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Who knows? At first, when songs came to me like that, at least with you in that process with Midnight Crew, which I love that song. My mom keeps asking, when are you guys gonna release Midnight Crew?
Yeah.
I'm like, soon, Mom, soon.
Definitely one day.
Yeah, someday.
Focus on the podcast right now.
Yeah. Right now I'm really focused on the podcast, but we're gonna release Midnight Crew soon.
We will soon, I promise.
I remember we were out in front of one of my porches, and I just started doing the singing, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna rap. You were like, dude, you don't have to. You could just keep doing that. It sounds great. Yeah. And it works. It has this, it's like a beautiful mix. And I love that song. And it did open up, because that was kind of freestyled in the studio, like you said. And
it was,
it opened up.
Also crazy about that, your verse on that, yeah.
And then it opened up the world, like, it's a different voice than I imagined. And it's like this thing I'm enjoying right now. Eventually, I see myself doing music with like a guitar and a piano, like I mentioned, you know?
Yeah.
But until I master those instruments and feel more adept with that, I'm enjoying just singing on tracks that I could find beats for and stuff. And so it's been interesting. And then there's that new synth pop one, right?
Yeah,
Alexei
exactly.
3049.
Yeah. There's been some stuff you're working on that has like this kind of like really fun, like almost like club, like disco, like futuristic. It's very, very interesting, you know, like in branching even further the spectrum of genres you've covered. But I mean, it's weird to even call that one a genre, because it feels so just like something you're doing, you know, not that there are other great artists who have you know, you could compare to, who have beautiful talents as well, but like it's just so like, it feels like a representation of you. It feels so like you. Like, I'm so glad that you like took the time to put that together and put it out to the world, you know. And you just put together an insane music video,
Dude.
which was so cool just to see the behind the scenes of, and just see the team behind it, and see the scale of the production. And it was just like so positive on set, dude. When I walked in, the first thing I did was I hit my head on the door, dude. Dude, was I the tallest person to show up that day? Like, why was it?
No, Omid was there.
And I was like, there's Eman. Wow. And I thought like the person who was hired to be the dancer, I thought like, I walked by her on my way in, I thought she was a mannequin, because she was just like leaning on a wall, standing still.
But she was also completely covered in chrome, silver. Her hair, her eyes had contacts in them.
Completely silver.
She
her
looked
whole body
like she could have been a mannequin, like a statue.
Yeah, right. Could have been made of plastic or something.
Yeah.
And then, but like later, like I was sitting down at a table with Eman, and he's like, "Oh, have you seen the dancer?" I'm like, "Where?" He's like, "Behind you." And it's like the thing I thought was a mannequin is like sitting on the couch now, like looking at her phone. And I was just like, wow.
That's such a funny experience. Oh my!
Like, I could have thought,
how hard
like,
did I hit my head?
But she still looked like a mannequin then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I could have thought, like, there's just two mannequins. Like, had you not said that, and like I saw her, I was like, oh, it was a mannequin looking at her phone.
Yeah, dude.
So that was just crazy to see, man. Just like the little bit of footage that's come from it so far is crazy.
Thanks, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It was random for me, it felt like, but also not random.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I guess, yeah. It's about love. It's about heartbreak, and it's a darker song, but it's a more upbeat song because the song is like synth pop, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, this is fascinating. I'm enjoying making it. It's very fun, and I want to see it through with like the aesthetic of cyberpunk and a music video and a love story and something intergalactic and light and this play with light and the clip we have out just already, which is like just rough clips put together to promote the song, already are so fucking cool that I can't wait for the final product.
It's gonna be crazy, dude.
I rented a real DeLorean for it.
Once David is finished cooking, dude.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which in like what a triumph, you know, and because I think you mentioned like the same person who directed that music video and the name of that song.
Alexei 3049 DeLorean.
Yeah.
Also directed What Do I Want?
Exactly, right. And like so that was like also like a very milestone song, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for all the reasons that we talked about. And then so now like for you to go through this evolution into the kind of music that you're making now and have something going on, dude. To have a music video now to encapsulate this, like the most cutting edge version of your musical progression, you know, to this sound that's like so you, and to have a music video that is done with that sort of you know, like the artistic brilliance that made the What Do I Want music video so powerful, which is like amazing on YouTube, you know what I mean? It's like fucking crushing it. And to have that guy behind this with that team, but to create such a different visual aesthetic, it's such a different world.
Absolutely.
In the boxer world, you know, where you're fighting for what you want against a guy who looks like me for some reason. I don't know why. Like, if you saw that and like you didn't know it wasn't me, I don't know why you would think it wasn't. Did you how many people auditioned for that?
Hundreds.
Hundreds? Yeah.
We picked him.
Did a lot of them look like that, or was it?
We had your picture on the wall in the casting office.
Okay, so you said
back of your head and front of your head. And we were like, we're looking for someone who looks just like this guy, and they were like, why don't you get this guy? My long story.
Dude, that's a diabolical but funny thing to do, is like have like music video ideas and like it's like degrading roles, just like cast people who look like your friends, like you beating them up or something.
Just subliminally like shitting on them.
We've been with like girls, like they like watch that scene, they're like, is that you? You know what I mean?
That has happened. Yeah, no, it's not me.
It's definitely not me, dude.
No, it just happened.
I would never let him do that.
It happened to be you wouldn't box me. It happened to be the director's good buddy, who was an actor and like was going to be comfortable doing stunts and stuff. And I was like, oh, because I had Ali Gutierrez being like my boxing trainer, and he helped choreograph everything. Yeah. And it was going to be him. Yeah. And then Charlie was like, well, is he an actor? Like, will he understand when we have to do another take? Will he understand camera angles? I said, it's a good point, actually. He's not.
Goes, I got a guy, Lottie Dottie.
Yeah.
This is his Instagram name. That's how I remember him for some reason.
Yeah.
Lottie Dottie.
Lottie Dottie. I like that. It's memorable.
But he just was very fit. He taught boxing, so he understood the world, and he was willing to go all the way. He was like, you could just hit me. I was like, bro, I'm not going to hit you.
Man.
I'm not going to hit you.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, but if you hit me, we got to keep going. I go, yeah.
But if you hit me, I'm going to hit
If
you
I
back.
accidentally hit you,
If you hit me, it's
we'll
on.
keep going until you tell me to stop. But the goal is that we don't hit each other. We're going to fake it in the camera shots.
Is this that extra that wanted to fight you that one time?
And there was
Yeah.
a time because we did the boxing choreo the night before.
Yeah.
And then we shot it the next day. So it was the first time we ever really put it on its feet.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time where he was a little like, he was like, what number are we on? Like he didn't remember. And I thought we both were on the same page. And I like went for the jab and he moved into it and it was like, pow. And I was like,
you tapped him?
oh shit. And then, but he noticed when I hit him, he was like, now he knows where we are. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like, the
that
jab,
reminded
like,
him. That caught him up to speed.
He was like,
yeah.
oh, I'm supposed to be over here.
That's a good
and
way
then
to
it
catch
just,
up.
it turned into, okay, we're back in it.
Yeah, but you
But
landed
the
one.
jab went, I mean, he was just like,
Taught him a quick
boom,
lesson.
toughed right through it. And it was awesome. The boxing fight looks amazing.
It looks so
It's
good.
one of my
It's
favorite
incredible.
things I've ever done.
But so different from what
so
you just
different
did,
from this
DeLorean.
like, cyberpunk DeLorean
How
world.
would you describe that world? And like how much did you put into conceptualizing the shots in that? Like how
Right.
much of that like came from like a collaboration, and like what was like the artistic vision behind for like that world you created, that very like dark yet neon, you know, world that really reflects like how the music sounds, you know? Like what went into that for you?
I think the song itself was so. I had titled it DeLorean because Chris, the engineer, put that as like a temp title, and I thought actually that works, man. I like how that sounds.
that kind of like works.
Yeah,
for,
I'll add Alexei 3049 because to me it feels like if Alexei, who is now and is a singer, were to live until 3049, he would be like some cyberpunk pop star.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna take it as like a time traveling thing.
Yeah.
And I always felt like some of the songs I made, when I made them before all the things I'm rapping about came true, it felt like I was time traveling.
Yeah.
Like I was calling in the future version of myself to now
Yeah.
and making a song about it. And then I would meet that point in time, which has happened in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So Alexei 3049 felt like a continuation of that. Like, oh, the Alexei in the future is singing all the way over there. And then, so I had this cyberpunk, DeLorean, you know, Blade Runner aesthetic
It is
already
kinda Blade
implanted.
Runner.
And I was starting to think about it. I pitched it to David. We were talking about doing some sort of VFX thing or something interesting where I'm like taking off in a spaceship. We're starting to conceptualize something simple.
Yeah, I remember kind of like having some conversations about that. Like the beginning seedlings of that idea.
We wanted it to be simple.
Yeah.
And then something just clicked in me. And I was like, actually, I'm going to move out of LA soon.
Yeah.
And I want to like make one more big music video before I leave. And this song, for some reason, just feels like the most fun to do it for because there's so much more to play with because there's no rapping at all. It's just singing. So we can just kind of be less literal and more creative with the visuals.
More just out in space. Yeah.
More just out in space.
More ethereal.
Yeah, and then and then he looked it up and we could rent a DeLorean for not that expensive and we were like, whoa, let's rent a DeLorean.
Yeah, it turns
like,
out. Did you drive it to set?
No, someone picked it up. I had to get there at a different time, but I drove it a little bit on set to move it forward.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, dude.
And yeah, it's just sick. That is. Shout out Johnny. Johnny Joyce. For driving it to and from and taking care of it on set and
then so that was all based off like a thumbnail, right? Like
pretty much
like randomly just like putting together like almost like it was like a vision board or like visuals for the project, and then like that came across, right? Like the image of a DeLorean.
Yeah, I asked. The album cover.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. We were looking for cyberpunk images on one of these websites where you could find stock images that you can use for free.
Yeah.
And we're looking, and we were going to maybe customize something. And then on the very last page, boom, what we end up using as the album cover is just there. And I'm like, we can use this? And it's just an astronaut sitting in a DeLorean.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo.
And is that like the first time like the word DeLorean entered the project was because of
No,
that
it was
picture?
already called DeLorean.
coincidentally,
It was
found that?
coincidental on the last
man.
page, and we
You
were just
didn't
going
even,
through a bunch
search
of
for
AI
DeLorean.
images. We were like, "Oh, this is fake. Like, we're not gonna use any of this." And then we found
Yeah,
that
yeah.
someone shot that, and we
So,
were
yeah.
like, "This is it."
So 2 DeLoreans have lined up now.
Exactly, and then the
Yeah.
DeLorean that in real life is rentable. We were like, "That's a."
Dude, I think that's like a code from the universe, dude. If like
Totally.
2 DeLoreans show up like in like synchronicity
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
then it's like kind of like in the digital space,
Yep.
like in the abstract, you have to bring it to fruition and bring
It
the
felt
actual
that way. It felt
DeLorean.
very
You did that.
inspired. And then we presented the ideas to Charlie Schwan, the director, and he was like, great. And he made a mood board that was just fantastic with all these images from different artists that make this sort of music. And I trusted Charlie. He killed it on What Do I Want.
Charlie's very good.
I trusted David. He shot the fuck out of that.
David's very good
And
too.
I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, they'll put together the teams they need. I found a stylist. I, called on some friends. He had a makeup artist, and it all worked out. It all worked out. And it was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was another day on set with all my friends shooting something creative and cool.
It was a cool day.
Yeah, it was a really
It was
fun
a very
day. It was
high
a really
energy,
fun day.
positive day. It was cool. It was cool to see like come to fruition. Like the first time I saw. I was like on a laptop, so I was trying to like sit behind a beam, so like I couldn't like, 'cause I didn't want my laptop light to distract you. But it's like I couldn't see you like in real life because of that. But then I was right next to like a big screen, that was projecting what the camera was seeing. So like when like the first scene I saw that was being shot, it was like automatically I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like dropped in. I was like, oh damn.
This shit's crazy.
Yeah. I talked to Kelly the other day on the phone. She said the same thing. She was like, "Oh shit."
Oh yeah, she saw the clip.
Something. Yeah, I mentioned you did a music video. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw like the preview," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's like high production, dude. It was a very high production type of music video, dude. Dude, that could be like a production. We should start we should start
high production function.
We should start a production company called Productions.
So how did you put that production put together? What a production that is.
We
man.
combine productions with budgets, dude. Productions, dude. Call it chicken productions.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was happy. I really wanted you to come because you couldn't be there for What Do I Want. And
I think I was still in Austin.
Yeah, a lot of other friends made it, and it was just such an enjoyable experience. And I was like, I really hope he's available to come see this because obviously we want to make and will make music videos throughout our lives for songs we do together and songs we have on our own, of course. Yeah. And I just thought it would be so cool for you to see what it's like to be on a set like that with people we literally know. I mean, we literally work with David and Eliana every time we do podcasting, and they're there on set, and it's like a family affair. It was so fun.
It was so cool to see that, to see the whole team together, to see everybody in their element, everyone just killing it. Yeah, the only time I had seen a set like that before was when I was modeled on a music video.
Right.
It was like that, but it wasn't like kind of like music I would listen to. You know what I mean? Like a talented artist, but it wasn't like my friend was making it, and it was like all my friends were the people who were like in the the helping hands around. And, yeah, so that was sick, and I can't wait till that drops. It's gonna be so cool.
Me too.
Do you have any like things that you're working on now that like you want to get into the studio and finalize, or like any like pull, to like because we talked about all these different kinds of music you make, from like the rap stuff to like kind of some of the more like singing over like classical sounding music to this more like new age like techno cyberpunk stuff. Like after having made that music video, like invested so much energy into that, like what do you feel? Do you feel pulled musically in any direction? Like what you want to do next?
For sure. After making that, I felt like, okay, I have these, I have 2 other songs that I want to release. One of them is Light of Mine that I wrote with Ellen. Yeah. Ellen McNeil, who's one of our guests, the guest before this.
Yeah.
We have a song that's
Ellen
really
McNeil.
beautiful, really uplifting and positive. It's kind of like antithesis and answer to DeLorean in some ways.
Right. It is. The energy of it, like the mindset of it is kind of like harkening back to some of the positive.
Some of the earlier years, the You're Perfect in Every Way years.
positive DragonWulf.
Positive DragonWulf, uplifting DragonWulf.
Uplifting Alexei, dude. Yeah. We can see the bright side again.
Yeah,
dude. All right,
exactly.
dude. Yeah,
And we have
beautiful.
that song, and I can't wait to shoot a video for that and release that.
Yeah,
Just-
Ellen kills it. It's a beautiful
Oh.
song,
Ellen is
and she
Incredible.
wails, man. What a feature.
incredible on that. I mean, it was so
Yeah.
fun to make it together. She can just go for hours freestyling lyrics and singing different riffs and just hitting different notes and
Yeah.
same lines over and over, and she could just change it up a million times. It was really special.
Just doing take after take, just
yeah.
like freestyling essentially the melodies.
Yeah,
and,
and that's a cool mix. I sing the hook, and then I rap a verse, and then she sings her verse, and then we sing the hook at the end together. So it's a fun mix. It's way more stripped down to ukulele and drums. Like it's the opposite of the techno cyberpunk future world. And this is a more less affected voice. And so I'm making that, and then we have our song Midnight Crew.
we have
And-
Midnight Crew
Yeah.
that is already done in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
the production of the song. I
Yeah.
think we just need to we'll put together a visual.
Yep.
And then that will be released. And then there's songs we need to finish in the studio.
Yeah.
On top of the studio.
Oh,
You know what
I
I mean?
forgot about Top of the City.
I think there's a couple things like that. Those like, you know what I mean? That's
Oh,
kind of
I
stuff. Those
love-
like crosses your mind as
dude.
you're falling asleep. You're like, oh yeah, like that
Oh, I
shit.
forgot about sitting on top of the city.
Yeah,
I'm on
dude.
the ground when I pop out his lid. If I
Yeah,
come to
yeah,
your
yeah.
town, I'm up on this come with me. I roll me a plan to make 500 million. The entities
go.
been now the income is silly.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, man, that song's really fun. That'll be really, really cool to
Ooh,
do.
I love that song.
Yeah, maybe we could have a studio session on it before you leave. But
Oh, we should. We should just
yeah.
finish it before I get out of here.
yeah, that would be cool. Maybe just like that one. I think
That could
like
be a
if
good one
that-
to go on.
Yeah, out of any halfway started projects, I think that would be the
Yeah, we've
one,
done the
dude. That
most
would be
into
fun.
that. Oh,
that would be
it's
a fun
just-
one.
it's just such
to,
a
just to have existing
fun vibe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of like also like a refreshing like project to kind of like that. Like we'll also like once we get done shooting this season, we'll be like we'll do the music video for Midnight Crew, but then also like to
Totally.
be in the studio like putting those vocals together.
Totally.
That'd be so
Yeah,
fun.
we'll get into another flow.
Yeah.
So what about you, man? You're so generous in going through my musical journey, bro.
So inquisitive with like precise,
so
like,
incredible
probing
and
questions,
accurate and
dude.
bringing
It's
up
just,
stories even
like,
I forgot.
damn, dude,
What a
connecting it
host
to
you
prior
are.
things we talked about earlier and like connecting threads, bro. Just really like
Didn't miss a beat.
yeah,
you
just
could say.
just carrying your life story like a chariot, dude, just down the streets, dude, just holding it up and
And I
marching,
feel
dude.
that. I feel uplifted in that
It's
way.
a labor
so
of
thank
love,
you.
dude. It's so fun.
Thank you for that.
I
So
love
let
hearing
me
your
ask
story,
you.
man.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
And I could hear your stories forever, but we know how you got JayBay. We know the initial validation.
Yeah, I guess we covered that.
We covered all of that,
Yeah.
and then now we've made music together, and you're an adult. You've re-entered the industry, so to speak. At least in your own way, where you're like, I'm gonna start releasing music and see what
Yeah.
happens. But you had a really fascinating story. When you were visiting, or when you? No, yeah, it was right when you moved to LA. You had visited LA, and we had a great weekend.
Yeah.
And we spent the last morning on the beach on little sleep because we had a very fun night.
Yeah.
And we were on the beach and we had just swam and we were chilling and talking about all the possibilities of things that could happen now that you're living in LA and we're living in the same city. And one of those was,
Right,
and you
dude.
mentioned, because you were moving out here with your modeling agent. You were doing modeling, right?
Yeah.
You're a very handsome, fit man. You're a model.
Yeah, so
you,
I decided
you even play
to,
a mannequin in that music video.
Yeah, I was cast as Ken.
Yeah.
I've had less flattering requests. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how I came to LA because I was gonna go to law school and I had got like a partial scholarship at a school that I'd wanted to go to like at
Right.
a time that would have felt like a dream come true. But I'd worked in some law firms and just began like questioning whether that was the time for me to like commit to that. Like I feel like there's things I wanted to explore, like questions I had about the way I wanted to live my life, and I had coincidentally started modeling and got a manager who said he'd get me signed if I moved to LA. So that kind of like all of a sudden put like wind in the sails. It created this like alternative course I could take if I wanted to, and so I ended up making that choice and not going to law school and coming out here, and I did get it signed at an agency pretty quick thereafter. And there's just other reasons, it's like based on like that initial visit you referenced, and like how much fun we had. And just noticing how much fun we had when you came to Austin too, and it was just like, it was just like a perfect batting average, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just like felt like magical, and it was like, whoa, dude. And you know, so I just wanted to cultivate more experiences like that. And all of a sudden, like when it felt like life was giving me a runway to come here, I took it. And yeah, so like the first few months I was here, I ended up at this party. I didn't like come here necessarily to make music.
Not at all.
It was more just like,
It was an idea.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go to LA and just see what I get into.
Right.
And not really like, I don't know, I guess like I was like, I'll see where the modeling goes, you know?
Sure.
But like was never really passionate about it. It was almost kind of felt like a random thing.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Whoa, did it land in the cup or no?
No, not quite. That'd be so cool. It will one day. That'll be a
That's
special
why we
day.
keep them here.
I'm trying to collect them, yeah, and then we pour
Then we
water in
pour
there
water
and then
and
drink it.
You got to do it now if it happens.
So I was, my cousin just invited me one night to go to a comedy show for his friend. And so that's all I was saying yes to, you know, because like my cousin lives here. And I was like, yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. And so after the comedy show was cool, but then after there's, he's like, hey, my friend is having an after party at this studio. My friend owns it. And
I love this story.
And so we go there. It's such a cool studio, you know. He's just like telling me like the artist, whoever recorded there, and the guy who owns it is cool. And I'm just having a good time, you know. I'm just like just having fun at a party. And eventually my cousin was at you know, like that BU story. Remember I said my cousin was going to BU? It's that cousin.
15-year-old
yeah, it's that,
rapping
that
with the
cousin,
25-year-old
dude.
BU.
It was that same cousin. And so of course, you know, dude, he gets a little, you know, he gets a few in him, dude. He's from Boston, dude. He's like, JayBay, you gotta get in the booth, kid, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta do it. You gotta go show him who JayBay is, dude. And you know, so whatever, just like having fun at a party. I was just like, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, for sure. It's like a state-of-the-art studio, and like, yeah, I'll go in there and fuck around. Like, yeah, like, there's like the engineer guy is there, someone who works at that studio, and like turn on an instrumental, you know. And so I just freestyle over it, having fun. And when the song is over, the instrumental is over, the guy who owns the studio is just like leaning in the corner, and he's like 40-60. And I was like, what? And he's like 40-60. And like, I don't know, dude. Would you have understood what that meant?
No.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It was confusing, dude. He's trying to have like a movie moment.
It was a movie. He's leaning on the wall. He's playing out a movie, dude. I wouldn't
Dude,
have gotten it.
yeah, like cigar, like smoke, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
I wouldn't
just like
have
in the shadow, dude.
understood.
40-60. And I'm like, so eventually I have to make him like expound, you know, what he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I want to do a deal with you to make an EP where I keep 60% and you keep 40%.
Right.
And I was like, and I thought he was kidding, you know, because I knew like this guy's credentials and stuff, and I was just like, what? Like, not like I couldn't believe it, because I didn't even come to.
This guy was like a big producer as well, right?
Yeah, he had like worked like with like some talented artists and like had a Grammy himself,
right?
Because like at that point, like making music wasn't really on my radar and moving to LA yet, you know. I think, or maybe already at that point, you and I had that conversation on the beach where we were just you know, we're talking about it. We're just like, you know, if you like got back into making music, because you had been making music actively in the studio with our homie Chris, and you know, making beautiful stuff, and you're like, man, like your old stuff like that you're making, you know, your high school days was good. Like if you like, you know, got back in the studio and kind of like found your thing again, you know what I mean? Like they could like have like some fun and shit. And yeah, so I think that was it was on my mind in that way, and then so like have that experience in that studio that night just felt like so, you know, synchronizing. So then that's the first thing that got me like actively, like constantly writing songs, you know. And then,
well, wait, I want them to know the part of the story that is so, I think, JayBay about you. So there's a couple things. There's the part I'm thinking of specifically is he says this 40-60 thing, and I wasn't there. This is me recanting a story that I love to hear, and he's being sort of humble about it. But he says 40-60, and Journey's like, what are you talking about? He says, I want to do like a 3-song EP deal. I'll distribute it. I'll get it all recorded. I've got this studio. I'll do all this stuff. 40-60. If it goes well, we'll move on. We'll do album. You could change the terms of ownership and percentage, because 40-60 sounds kind of like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I forgot. It's been so long. I forgot that part. So eventually, okay. Yeah. So my cousin, as I'm going back and forth with him, like I'm still in the vocal booth. I'm like, Oh yeah, okay, so he's like 40. So once he explains that, like 46, I want to do this EP with you. I'm like, since I think he's kidding, I'm like, nah, fuck that. 90-10. I get 90, like you get 10. So I was like, I was offended. He was like, he gets 60 and I get 40.
Yeah, and you thought he was kidding.
Yeah,
so
I was like, why
I'll
would that
kid
just
too.
be like,
I get 90-10.
I'm like, I feel like it's like I'm just like in a negotiation all of a sudden, like in a party, dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. So and he's like, no, yeah, because after I say no 90-10, then he starts explaining it. He's like, no, well, because I like have the studio and I give you free time and like
teaches you a little bit about percentages there.
Yeah, he's like that's worth a lot of money. He like calculates it all. He's like, if it takes you like 30 days of studio time, I can make like this much money if I like someone was renting it.
Damn.
And he's like, I think if the first one does well, then we can like renegotiate the terms. You know, if it based on that.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then my cousin, he's like, yeah, hey kid. It's like I leave the vocal booth, and I go out there, and I sit down with the guy. I'm like, are you being serious?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and then I started talking about it like legitimately for the first time, and then then we shook on it. And then what was the part that you were talking about?
There was a moment where, right before you rapped, that guy leaned in, pressed the button, and said, "This is the most important moment of your life. Don't fuck up." And you said, "Yeah, whatever, play the beat." Because you thought he was just, you guys were all riffing all night in that way. Right. You thought he was fucking with you. Yeah, because we were
just joking around. Yeah. We had like walked, I walked with like him and my cousin to go get beers, and we're just like laughing.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah.
So you thought he was fucking with you, this guy. Also, one of my favorite parts about the story, again, he's being humble. He's sitting outside with the owner of the studio, and they're about to get into a convo where they truly get to know each other. And the guy goes, "All right, Journey, what's your story?" And right as he's about to answer that question, his cousin comes out and is like, "JayBay, get in the booth." Oh, yeah. And that's when Journey was like, "All right." And it was what better way to tell this guy your story than to embody all that your story made
exactly.
you.
Like
you know, it's such a cool, it's another B-Rabbit moment. And
it's B-Rabbiting out only when my cousin's there, dude.
You need your cousin around.
I need to hang out with my cousin
around, man.
Dude, I told my cousin be my man, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all you need, kid. Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
And then that catapulted you into making music, writing music a bunch. I remember all of a sudden every night you were spending.
That's why I was in that songwriting mindset when I broke my arm, and it just felt like such a natural thing to do, because I was just like, I was constantly just writing for like whatever it was. Like I have like so many demo songs built up.
Yeah, a lot that I love.
Just constantly. I know it's gonna be so fun. Yeah, there's a lot in the canon.
There's so many, man. You have some really sentimental, honest storytelling ones. You have some really energetic, just straight bars and rap and rhyme scheme ones. You have...
Yeah, there's a lot I made when I was going through the whole year, like when I broke my arm, and there's like so much... And then like the nerve stuff that like resulted in my fingers and wrist being paralyzed for so long, like the subsequent surgery. And like, so there's a lot of like ups and downs in that year. And I was writing a lot about all that. So there's a lot of interesting music that came out during that period. But like what I'm really excited about is like write stuff kind of now as life is like getting, I don't know, things just feel like simple and easy recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What a blessing.
In the jet stream.
In the jet stream, I understand that feeling. So tell us where you are now with it. I mean, we have these two songs out, Die For This, and Where You At,
Die For This
which they all just
Die For This
heard.
was so fun.
Die For This is if you like Where You At, you'll love Die For This, because that is Where You At's energy times 10 as
just
far as
like, I don't know, dude, just like things were just like clear, like whatever, like how that song came into fruition, it was just like such like riding a wave like consistently, where like the inspiration for it what happened like so quick to when we were in the studio with it, that like the emotions that came through in the song just felt so fresh and like so like perfectly just like captured. I don't know, like this moment. It's crazy. That was the first time, like the first song we did together, because I think that's one of my favorite
verses
vocal performances that I've ever done. And it kind of felt like, and I'd already been writing for so long at that point, and like fucking around with like demos just like at my, my apartment, just like recording on my laptop, and to like to actually be in the studio, for like the full creation of the song, and have like that be the first thing that came out. It's it's really cool.
In the beginning of that song, I say, finally, I lead you in from my verse, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, JayBay is back, and I'm great as I've ever been.
Yeah.
There's this through line, not only in this verse, but also even in other rap that I've heard you make, that is a redemptive quality. There is this part of you that is like coming back online.
I'm always getting my shit back together.
Jay's back, you know, at the beginning, end of where, Jay's back.
Yeah,
and it's like this thing where JayBay comes back and JayBay comes through. It is kind of funny, but it is also very, you can feel it. It's a visceral feeling. You feel this redemptive, like, victory return in these verses you write. Tell us a little bit about that, please. On this
Elaborate.
Live broadcast.
Elaborate on that. Man, I guess...
That's the kind of questions you were hitting me with, bro. It's like, it really is like a deep, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's how it felt, bro. You were killing it with the questions, but this is you getting it now. Tell us a little bit about that.
I guess I was just kind of like frustrated. I guess I was just a little teed off, dude. I don't like to cuss, dude. Yeah, man.
It's feeling a little heated, I guess.
Dude, I guess I just feel that way sometimes, dude.
I guess like sometimes it be like that, dude. It is what it is. I think the song speaks for itself.
Dude, like I just said, dude, it was a rough year, dude. I was like damn, bro.
Had to come back a couple times.
With another surgery, dude. I'm just like ups and downs and shit, man. I was just like, I don't know, dude. I was just ready to explode, man. I was feeling positive. I was feeling like, because I feel like that song, it's funny, my brother was in town recently, my older brother, and he was like, do you have to get like really mad before you like go and do that? And I was like, no. So I don't feel like I was like mad. Like I was like pumped up. Like I was just like, you know what I mean? Like I had a lot of energy. I was excited, you know what I mean? Like that's how like I feel like, you know, like swinging on that verse, like over like the beats and like coming like, you know, like as hard as I can. I'm pumped up, you know. I was like excited about the future. I was excited about this podcast, you know. I shout out the podcast.
You do
and
say
song,
the fuck
dude.
you expect from the Keepers of Fire.
Yeah, it was just like a really it was like a renaissance. It felt like, and like we had like so many things. So I feel like we were like putting on the stove, you know, and it was just like an explosion of energy. And then we moved on to, after that song, we created Where You At? Did we ever talk about Where You At?
We did, yeah.
We did talk about Where You At,
they heard it at the Stoke break.
That's right, they heard.
Well, maybe we didn't talk about it, you know. The lyrically, you know, we didn't talk about it lyrically necessarily. So, Where You At was an interesting one as well, because I had written my verse.
Yeah.
And you came in and wrote. Oh, I guess we did talk about that a little bit lyrically. Cut that part out, David. Cut that part out.
I guess actually we did cover that lyrically. That's why we need to do Top of the City, dude.
Yeah, we need new music.
Top of the City. Yeah, we got to do like a song or two more, and then we got like another JayBay DragonWulf episode.
Oh, we'll have many,
You know what
I
I mean?
think.
Yeah,
especially
yeah, for
when
sure.
performing starts happening more often, and we're
for
getting to do more concerts and
Yeah.
going around with more of the songs that we've created
Yeah.
together. We'll do
yeah.
plenty. I think every season will have an episode of JayBay and DragonWulf. I think it's only appropriate.
I think so too, and I think you know, when the day comes that we have some live podcasts,
True.
we could also have.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have live performances.
Yeah, we could perform one of the songs. We could
'Cause,
do it. We can
yeah.
ask the audience. We can ask you guys what song you want to hear.
Yeah,
during
like
the
from
live-
the guests that we've had,
Yeah.
and then also like from us.
And from us, yeah.
Yeah.
We can have live performances happen during
That'd be so
the
cool.
live recording of the podcast.
That would be a really cool component of
That's
the
a really
live
fun
show.
thing to do.
Is
Yeah.
the music performances.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That'd be so fun.
Act out some scenes with actors. To be or not to be?
Yeah, we have an actor that week, dude.
That is the question.
We have Jake and Connor. They're just writing.
They're just writing a film. We're all in silence.
On their phones, dude, just in their notes.
Shoot a film. We're actors in it. They're just directing us. More passion. More passion.
That's the live performance. Is us just
Is us
filming the
acting in
movie.
Jake and Connor's movie.
Dude, that'd be like a full.
Actually, that'd
feature.
be so funny.
Even if just at least a short film.
Yeah.
You know what
like
I mean?
a micro short
Then
film.
we could
a short film that exists within the parameters of the frame of the podcast.
Submit it to Sundance. Dude.
Right
Maybe
here.
it could be genius, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, a short film shot during a live show.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. That'd be really fun.
Then it incorporates the writing. We can ask Jake and Connor to incorporate the writing using the audience.
Yeah.
To where the
like
live part of it-
suggestions. and
Yeah.
Really make it like a breathing cool thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But
Fun
so
stuff to come.
So what songs do you feel like maybe you're going to put out now as opposed to the demos you've been making? Or is there like, we've had a conversation about the style of music you prefer to start focusing on, in juxtaposed with the energy of the verses from Die For This and Where You At being more redemptive and empowering and up, you know, up in energy. And you're like, then there's Midnight Crew. And all of a sudden we've got this chill JayBay. We've got this like laid back, even more affirmative and positive, like JayBay.
Yeah, I'm kind of entering my mantra phase, dude.
Yeah,
I think more music that sounds like that, like Midnight Crew type stuff. Because when we created that song, we created it almost as like an ode to a week we had just had, and like it felt very clear that like, you know, that was like a fun direction, you know, for life to go in, and like we wanted to like cultivate more experiences like that. And, and it just like, it felt like so visceral and like palpable, that emotion, that excitement of like myriad like amazing moments, you know, scattered across, you know, it was like like living in a music video, and like I was like, I just want to like put this in a song, you know. And so like that's where that style or like influence or just like motivation comes from, because that's just like how it feels natural to write if you feel that way, you know, after an experience like that. So, and I feel like I'm entering into like a similarly positive time right now in my life, you know, like a uplifting landscape, like I just said earlier, where I just feel like, I don't know, like things just feel like they're like more easily falling into place, and I just feel like I have like good momentum, and you know, just trying to keep making good decisions and working hard. And I feel like because of that, I'm having more experiences that make me feel, you know, more like we did, you know, when in the creation of that song, just like more of like a good, healthy place. And so I think if I feel that way, I'm going to be more likely to make songs that are similar to that. You know, it's hard, dude. It's harder to get pumped up, dude. It's harder to die for this, dude. Like when when you're having a good time living. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Die For This is cool too. I'm sure like, because there's times in everyone's life where they need a little redemption, dude. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, dude. When I'm in the booth, I'm John Wick, dude. It's like, I feel like someone killed my dog, and you know what I mean? Like that's really the energy I'm trying to bring, dude.
That's such a good line.
Yeah.
I'm in the
I
booth,
feel like
I'm John Wick, man. What can I say?
Trying to like summon the energy, like I'm getting like attacked by like a group of coyotes, dude. You know what I mean? Like how much like adrenaline you'd have, dude. It's just, sometimes, you know, life makes me feel that way. And
sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that to get through whatever you're going through.
Yeah. It feels good, at least. I mean, it's just like I'm always just like writing what feels good, because I feel like in any artistic endeavor, like you just have to do what's like authentic to your experience in that moment. You know, it's like an essential principle, like an axiom of art. Like you have to be genuine, like capture something that's authentic about yourself, and hopefully do it like an artistic, like captivating way. So so it's just like whatever I'm going through, you know what I mean? Like if I feel that way again, then, you know, maybe
it'll come back out.
We're gonna die for this too, you know.
Die for this too would be great.
Die to this.
Not die to this.
We're gonna die to this. Die to this.
Not die to this.
Yeah.
Die for this again.
Die for this again.
Die for this sequel. Die for this.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's fun, dude, and it is cool to think about all the different songs we'll make going forward. You know, dude, I would love to fly out when you move. Is it okay to say where you're moving to? Or no?
Yeah.
To London, you know, and I'm sure you'll find a studio there. Just have a London studio session.
Dude, we're gonna make a lot of music in London. I feel like I'll be very inspired out there as well. Just being in a new
UK drill
environment.
beat, dude.
Yeah, what'd you say?
On a UK drill beat.
Yeah.
I got my beans and sugar. I'd have a dumplings and burger.
Cup of tea in the afternoon, a cup of tea in the morning.
Yeah, a cup of tea in the morning. I had some crumpets, I'm yawning. Yeah. Just whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever the muse decides. But that'll be really fun too.
And also, lastly, you know, before we get out of this
I thought we were going to go for another couple hours.
Another couple hours.
Yeah.
Before the next couple hours happen, you have an Instagram for your regular modeling, and you also have an Instagram for your music. I have the same setup, where I have DragonWulf _Army, so wolf spelled with a U, and that's where I post all my music content and clips and updates and the merch as well. This hat, DWA, DragonWulf Army hat.
Sick.
We have we all have like the regular hoodies, the DragonWulf hoodies, and
Yeah.
the 323 merch and stuff. That's where I
Yeah.
post all that stuff. And then I have my Eman and Esfandi account, which is mostly the acting and maybe some writing, directing stuff later in the future.
Yeah.
Where can we find yours? And also, there's a little bit of a spin on one of your accounts as well. You're gonna post some fun content.
I think it's gonna be my only account, so I'm probably gonna delete the other one.
Oh, you're going full.
Yeah, I just don't think I need. I'm
love
like
that.
eventually, like, yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that.
That's the plan. The only Instagram that matters is JayBay Rhymes, and JayBay is JayBay Rhymes. Rhymes, dude.
The way everyone spells it.
Yeah, because I was just trying to decide like what's like the point of whatever I'm doing. I was like, it's just
Yeah.
rhyming, you know. So like I said, that's always been like the part that I liked.
Rhyming.
I like rhyming, dude.
JayBay
Was
does
a big
rhyme.
fan of Dr. Seuss as a kid. Big fan. Was a big fan of his work. Felt very moved by it. Some of my most early
I
precious
love that.
memories.
He's a rapper,
you know?
man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in my mom's bed reading. Dude, I just couldn't believe how that made me feel.
Yeah.
I remember being in like preschool one day and just thinking about it. I was like, what the fuck is that? You know?
Your young self was
Yeah, I
worried
was like,
about cussing for a second.
Yeah,
What
I
the
was like,
and then you realize, fuck was that? I'm old, man. I'm grown.
yeah, I can say it if I want to, dude. Nothing can stop me. And yeah, I was like, why does it feel good? You know, like, why does it feel satisfying if like, you know, two sentences have like a cadence and end on like a word that sounds like another word? Like, why is that cool? Like, I just remember always being like fascinated by that. And yeah, so JayBay Rhymes.
JayBay Rhymes and DragonWulf Army. JayBay, it's been an honor to have you on Keepers of the Fire.
DragonWulf. It's been fun, dude.
It's been really fun.
This has been fun.
I'm excited for people to learn more about our musical history
I'm so excited
and our
for people to
collabs
learn,
and the
dude.
experience and stuff. And I can't wait to just have do a million more things in music together, brother.
Yeah, we are. It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be awesome.
Every time we do an episode like this, we'll have new updates about stuff.
Totally.
Too. It's just gonna build and build and build.
Totally.
Next time we'll probably be able to talk about Midnight Crew more.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much, Keepers.
Thank you guys so much.
We love y'all.
Much love.
Thanks for tuning in and
So
joining
grateful.
us.
To anyone who's watching this, so grateful.
Yeah.
Like amazingly so. Grateful to our team. Grateful to our audience. Grateful to everybody. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you all very much. And tune in next time for another episode of Keepers of the Fire.
Next time on Keepers of the Fire. Peace, y'all. Love you
Cease.
guys.
Dude, how fucking great was that?
That was fun.
And a dap with your right hand?
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Come on!